tons of focus, tons on the line. We're going to talk about
all right, and we are a go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for race 15 of 36 as NASCAR heads to Motor City in the Irish Hills of Michigan for the Firekeepers Casino 400 from Michigan International Speedway. We're talking about drivers going over 200 miles per hour heading into turns 1 and 2, especially with the Gen 6 when they're going like 215 into turn 1 until they went to the ridiculous 550 package. But now with the next gen cars, they're just barely going over 200 miles per hour going into turns 1 and 2 at Michigan. But all that matters. Anyways, back to the race. We're past halfway through the regular season, and drivers are now feeling the pressure of who gets into the postseason and who is out. Last year at Michigan, Tyler Reddick broke the streak when Ford won 9 races in a row. When it first went back to Kevin Harvick and 20 Clint Bowyer in 2018, and it ended with Christopher Buescher winning in 2023. That was 9 races in a row that Ford won at Michigan, and Tyler Reddick broke that streak in a Toyota. This weekend, Toyota is looking strong again, with Chase Briscoe grabbing his 3rd pole in a row this week at Michigan. 3 poles in a row, 3 weeks in a row for Chase Briscoe on pole. Well, let's see what happens. Will Chase Briscoe continue with that momentum? Will Toyota keep the momentum? Or will Ford get back to their winning ways at Michigan? This is called the Motor City, after all, in Ford's background. And hometown driver Brad Keselowski is hoping for a good run as well. Hopefully he has something up his sleeve today at the end of this thing. But we'll see about that. And also the talk of the week, this past week, the talk was about Carson Hocevar and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. after the little dust-up they had at Nashville last week. But they've talked about it, and they've put that dust-up behind them. Now it's all focused on this week. Now, time for the command.
Michigan International Speedway. Here with NASCAR, welcome to Kirby Joseph. By day is a first-team All-Pro safety from your Detroit Lions. But today he's here to say the most famous words of motorsports. Take it away, Kirby.
Kirby Joseph. All right. Let her rip.
Hey, man. It's Super. We out to, man. Hey, Michigan, what up, though? Hey, drivers. Start, engine.
All right. Crank him up, gang. Crank him up. And the engines fire as 36 of NASCAR's best about to take on the two-mile racetrack in Motor City, the Firekeepers Casino 400 from Michigan on Amazon Prime, coming up next. Hamlin, August 2010. I can't believe Harvick went around me. How did he do that? I can't pass him back. Also, he beat me. I should have swept Michigan, but he had to ruin it. Kyle, are you happy that you didn't sign with 2311 in 2023 because of the lawsuit news? Shut up! Why would you bring up that news? I'm not even part of that conversation.
Hey, look at that. They got one of DirecTV's new genre packs.
Congrats on your college graduation. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it has been quite a journey for me in college over the past few years. It has been quite a journey. And now to be finally done with my education, that's a feel-good story for me. But Kyle, there was a possibility that you were going to sign with them in 2023. Who said that? Because I'm a Toyota driver? I never said that. Are you starting that journey too in college?
passion unleashed, more history made, more precision displayed, more moments you can't miss. And for the first time, only on Prime. Welcome to NASCAR.
Nice. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
When you hear that tune, you know it's almost time to go. Qualifying yesterday, Kyle
Well, it is time to go as the drivers are now rolling off onto the 2-mile track.
Man, we weren't sure. Front row in qualifying, you've had a night to think about.
Hold on a second. Yep, in-race reporter Kyle Busch starting P2. Great qualifying run for KB, the RCR car. If things go his way, he might be able to finally break that long winless streak that he's on currently. He had great pace here last year, had top 5, maybe winning speed all race long, and wound up with a 4th place finish at Michigan last year. Now he's starting second alongside the pollster Chase Briscoe, and he might be in contention to win this thing. Will he do it? That's yet to be determined. We'll find out after 400 miles.
Chase Briscoe, let's look at our Goodyear starting lineup for Briscoe. It's his third.
There's the first row. Chase Briscoe with his 3rd pole in a row, 3 weekends in a row, and Kyle Busch to his 2nd. And Denny Hamlin and William Byron in row number 2. Row 3, the driver who won 3 times in a row in 2016 and 2017, Kyle Larson, and Christopher Buescher in P6. Row 4, you got Josh Berry and Ty Grandpa Gibbs. And rounding out the top 10 starting positions, Bubba Wallace starting in the 9th spot, and Zane Smith. Bubba Wallace has had many good runs here at Michigan in the past, came so close to winning in 2022 until a late race caution came out, and once he finally got by Joey Logano, he just could not catch up to Kevin Harvick. Kyle, are you confident about winning since you got a great qualifying run today? I sure hope you're right, interviewer. Austin Cindric and dang it, that was row 6. Ryan Blaney, last week's winner at Nashville, and Carson Hocevar, who was mostly the talk throughout most of the week. In row 8, you got Joey Logano and Alex Bowman. Row 9, Chase Elliott and Ty Dillon. Chase Elliott is still looking for that first win of the season, and rounding out the top 20 positions, AJ Allmendinger and Ross Chastain.
Well, yesterday, defending Michigan winner Tyler Reddick suffered a left rear tire issue in practice. After the incident, the team had to change a diffuser skirt, and they'll drop to get back up the field for the start of the race. Despite
Oh, so it's Austin Cindric and Tyler Reddick running out in row 6, I saw. I think it was. So Reddick will have to go to the rear. So, so it looks as though Reddick will have to go to the rear. Row 11, John Hunter Nemechek and Eric Jones, both Legacy Motor Club drivers. 12th row has Ryan Priest and Cole Custer. Row 13, Seabell and SVG. SVG is trying to make some more improvements on the ovals. Row 14 got Michigan native Brad Keselowski and Austin Dillon. Row 15, Noah Gragson and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who's talked a lot about Carson Hocevar last week about what happened in Nashville. But as I stated before, those two have put that dust up behind them, and they're focused on today. There we go. And there's the drivers going down pit road to test their pit speeds. Row 16, Justin Haley and Michael McDowell. 17 has Todd Gilliland and Riley Herbst, the rookie. And rounding out the final row in row 18, Daniel Suarez and it's Cody Ware. That concludes the 36-car field for the Firekeepers Casino 400 in Motor City. Yeah, thank you, John. Thank you.
They've opted to put a little more downforce in this car to see if it pays off today as this track gets hot and slick.
You think about where he is, every race is big. As you look at him in relation to the cut line and going road racing next week, he'll be a player, no doubt about that. Now our Subway track facts.
Well, we call it NASCAR's fastest track. We see higher speeds here than anywhere we go. 45 laps first stage, 75 laps stage 2, 80 laps stage 3 makes up the 200 lap race, 400 miles fuel window. Going to be a lot of fuel conversation. 43 to 46 laps in pit roads.
45, 75, 80. That's the stage breakdown for today's race. There's Tyler Reddick going to the rear.
I want to revisit that, remind fans of what we saw last week and what we think the carryover can be as these two go toe-to-toe today and throughout the balance of the season.
Getting down to turn 3, the 47 comes down.
Yep, that's what took place last week at Nashville. And Hocevar dove it in a bit too hard, got into Stenhouse, jumped his car.
For this small team, had a really great year going on, and that is all white, clean, and now he's below the cut line coming into this race. Really.
Now let's hope these two don't find each other, even though I said already that those two have talked about it and put that dust up behind them and they're focused on today. But you never know what could happen today in today's race.
You've had a conversation, but we have seen many drivers over the years be affected by these on-track.
When you got home from your very last day of college last year, I wish I had a checkered flag. Yeah. Sorry, John, that you didn't get that checkered flag, but at least you finished your education. So that's all that matters.
Top 10 in this race 1 year ago. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. No other brand looks better going round and round. Still, always, forever. So much anticipation as you come to Michigan. Everybody wants to win here, 70 miles west.
All right, the lights are out on the pace car. They're going down the back stretch.
Look at kind of the ups and downs and the twists and turns of the summer months.
Full view of the 36-car field.
When I look at this is the test of every aspect of your race team, from pit road to horsepower to aerodynamics to driver nerve. It's a big benchmark for the summer, and it absolutely.
Chase Briscoe surprisingly selects the outside lane, giving Kyle Busch the inside.
You can race all over this racetrack. It's relatively pretty simple to get around. No real challenges.
All right, here we go, y'all.
It's a fun track for the drivers. You see Briscoe taking the outside line to control his start.
Who do I think is going to win Mexico next week? I'm not so sure yet, John. All right, pace car dives on the pit road. The crowd is on its feet, and we're about to go over 200 miles per hour in turns 1 and 2 in the Irish Hills. Start zone, green flag is in the air, and the Firekeepers Casino 400 from Michigan is green. Already 4 wide deep in the field.
A lot of drivers moving around on these restarts, and they'll get tougher and tougher throughout the race. More aggressive. Momentum outside lane. Here comes.
They come off turn number 4. Chase Briscoe pulls ahead of Kyle Busch, and Briscoe's going to lead lap 1.
In front of 17, and Busher he does.
Oh, Cedric! Way down low, trying to block Alex Bowman, but to no avail.
You said he's a driver to watch, making it 3 wide.
3 wide.
You got Cedric and way out there, Blaney in the 12. They're going to stay
3 wide. Here goes Blaney to the outside of Cedric and Bowman. He makes it work around both those guys.
Cedric into turn 3. Here comes the one at Chastain, the big run they get. All those cars running side by side, back up toward the front. Kyle Busch on the outside.
And already up to P2 after starting 4th, William Byron is up to the 2nd spot, right behind Chase Briscoe, wasting no time to get up to the top 2.
Number 17, painting the line, and right behind him, 21, Josh Berry off to a nice start. Busher was really fast in practice. Josh Berry was not. He was not quick in practice, laid down a great lap in qualifying. Be interesting to see if his car can keep this track position. Back up front, the 24, Byron. Briscoe, Byron right now with the fastest lap of the race. That should change throughout the day.
Yeah, it's a bit early to be saying that, Dale.
Briscoe trying on the inside of Kyle Busch. It's so hard. You can get to the inside of the driver, but you see down the front straightaway.
You mean Chris Buescher there, Dale?
Clear again. Very frustrating for Buescher, who seems to have the faster car.
Okay.
Who's feeling good? 45, Tyler Reddick.
Meanwhile, deep in the field, there's Tyler Reddick, who's already made a lot of positions off that initial start. He's already going by Chase Elliott, trying to go up inside the top 20, and he will do so.
We hear about the difficulty to pass. Don't tell Reddick as he climbs the banking. Him looking to attack Eric Jones at the 43.
Like I said at the top, he welcomed the challenge to pass cars. I asked Richie Billy Scott what the mentality was. He said, yes, it's hard to pass you, but the last couple of years, Tyler has proved he has the ability to find momentum and pass race cars. Their expectation was to be in the teens by the end of this stage. We're 4 laps in, and he is currently running 19.
It's unbelievable what he's done, slicing through the field.
Now Elliott trying to give Tyler Reddick a challenge. He's not letting Reddick get away.
The magic of the track. So he drives right by the 9. It looks like he's going to drive away. Then he has this little bit of breaking momentum, and now he's back under attack.
Now Reddick goes back to the high lane. Elliott goes low. Right behind both those guys, Ty Dillon. Here comes Elliott to the inside of Reddick. Side by side. This is for the 19th spot. Elliott trying to hang on to him. And it looks as though Elliott's going to clear him. No, he's not. Reddick fights back on the outside. Still side by side off turn 2. Oh, and Ty Dillon's going to go 3 wide, trying to take advantage of both those guys side by side. And Dillon's going to take advantage. Oh my gosh. 2 for 1.
Always a good qualifier, but not yesterday. He's got some ground to make up and trying to find his way. You see
Yeah, Christopher Bell, he did not have a good qualifying run either. He's trying to make up some of those positions he's lost. But right now, he's pretty much stuck where he is. But meanwhile, back up front to this battle that's still going on for the lead, Briscoe still holding a slim lead over William Byron, but Byron's not letting that 19 get out of his sights. Holy cow, 201 miles per hour entering turn 1. That's what we want to see more of.
They almost get there. And that's worrying Briscoe. 24 got real speed through the corner. Looks good. I mean, he's able to turn lower than the 19 with comfort. Here he runs right in the tire track. Probably not ideal, and for that reason,
Byron lost a little bit of momentum right behind Briscoe's bumper. Got into Briscoe's wake there.
That's not just his personality. It's really how he is on the racetrack. I mean, he speaks in volumes when you look at his stat line, but you don't talk a lot about him during the race. He just kind of goes slow and methodical about his business. But here he is, once again, in position, running second to Briscoe. Yeah, that slow, methodical, consistent approach has kind of been the Hitter Motorsports motto this year. At least that's the way the cars have performed. And he's secretly,
while these two are still battling for the lead, we've heard confirmation news about an hour ago that Dodge Ram will be coming back to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in 2026. So how about that? As we go into our first commercial break, it is still Chase Briscoe leading the way here at Michigan. Yep, we finally got confirmation news about an hour ago that Dodge Ram is officially returning back to NASCAR, first in the Craftsman Truck Series in 2026. When will it return to the Xfinity or Cup Series sooner? Will it return to the Xfinity or Cup Series soon? That's yet to be determined. They're saying that 2027 is on the table, but that's yet to be determined, as I said. But what we know right now is that Dodge is officially back in NASCAR after a 13-year hiatus. And Byron's still trying to get to the 19's bumper. He got a good run through turns 3 and 4 in Briscoe's draft. Where is he going to go this time? Is he going to stay in the 19's draft? No, he turns down, trying to get underneath the 19, trying to get a good run on the bottom. He's going to try to pull alongside. He's got alongside. He's going for it. Side by side down the back stretch. Trying to side drive, trying to get away from him. And new leader, the 24, goes up front at Michigan. Byron to the point. That was a textbook pass that Byron made on Briscoe.
Racing isn't just a game. It's a way of life. Every night, every moment.
Whoa, and Hamlin got a little squirrely right behind Briscoe's wake. And here comes Christopher Buescher in the 17 car, the 2023 Michigan winner. The winner here in Michigan 2 years ago, trying to go for third. Side by side through 3 and 4. Hamlin a little higher that time. He's going to carry the momentum off the corner. And he's going to maintain that third position from Buescher. All right, and we are back.
Hey, race day fans, find your favorite driver and official NASCAR merchandise, including the new Echo Pop, by searching Shop the Race in the Amazon shopping app. Back in Michigan, we have a new leader. His name is William Byron. 24 is strong. Man, he was looking so good. And let's take a look at how this pass happened down into turn 1. As we've seen many laps, the 24 fades low, gets that clean air. This time, he's able to get that 19 car tight right here, and he's able to side draft even back there. He's side
Yep, very aggressive. Yep, side draft.
Lets him go.
Textbook pass by the 24.
We also had a position change behind him. Denny Hamlin got a little bit free, and Buescher got by him. So now it's Byron, Briscoe, Buescher, Hamlin, Berry, top 5. Berry.
Josh Berry in the top 5. How about that for the Wood Brothers driver? Yeah, it looks as though he just got past Kyle Busch for the 5th spot. And Kyle Busch still hanging strong inside the top 10. Even though he dropped a few positions after starting second, he's still hanging tough inside the top 10.
late car, though, struggling up the racetrack.
Whoa, Busch got a little squirrely through the middle of turns 1 and 2. That's allowing Ty Gibbs to try to close in.
Where you put the car on the racetrack, how high or low, how much sprint rate you have or don't have. As we're on board with Ty Gibbs and the Monster Energy, you also can build your car a certain way. While these cars are very similar, they're not exactly the same. There's some tolerances. You can build the roof a little higher, a little lower, deck lid also as such, and the underbody. So it's a conceptual thing. Like, you're going out for a walk, or you want to be comfortable, in your sneakers, or are you going out for a sprint and you're going to wear, cleats? What kind of traffic do you think you're going to be in here today?
I like a nice walk myself.
I'm more of a stroll type of guy.
I think Marty likes a nice walk as well. What's going on down there, Marty?
Love a good walk, Adam.
Love a good walk, they said.
He's falling outside the top 5, now in 6. What's going on with the 8 car? Listen in. That single comment, Junior, kind of speaks to what Kyle told us after qualifying yesterday.
Saying that Kyle's tight.
In the older car, this newer car is really throwing Kyle Busch for a loop, and he told us
Meanwhile, looking back at Chase Briscoe, and he has been caught by Christopher Buescher. And here goes Buescher to the inside as Briscoe got a little squirrely in turns 1 and 2. And Buescher just clears the 19 for the second spot.
When your car can't do the things you need it to do, you're just going to struggle. You're going to struggle around these other teams and other cars that can perform and handle better.
It looks as though in turns 1 and 2, Briscoe is loose. Looks as though in 1 and 2, Briscoe's a little loose, and in 3 and 4, Briscoe's tight. That's not a good combination. As Kyle Larson takes the 7th spot from Ty Gibbs, and Ryan Blaney takes over the 9th spot from Carson Hocevar.
The 17 tries right around the bottom, the same for the 5 of Larson, who got by Gibbs. And now you see Hocevar and Blaney on your screen, and we're getting to that point.
Now Blaney is setting his sights on Ty Gibbs for the 8th position. Gets a good run down the backstretch, turns low. And no contest. Blaney just blows by Ty Gibbs up to the 8th spot.
Storyline for the fans to follow and for us to try to stay on top of is the organizational and even the manufacturer.
And there goes Hocevar right by Ty Gibbs. That's for the 9th spot. Now back to Chase Briscoe as he is now being hounded by his teammate Denny Hamlin.
Trimmed out, and so as we get into the tire run, maybe some of the Toyota start to fade like the 54 or the 19. Some of the Fords start to move forward.
Joe Gibbs Racing has not won a race here since 2015 when Matt Kenson got it done. Teammates 3rd and 4th on track, Briscoe and Hamlin.
2 things, 203 miles an hour, unbelievable. But now watch, that's not the data messing with you. He didn't just jump the throttle. He went to 2/3, then 1/3, then back to 0.
Yes, see the speed difference right there. Briscoe was a bit slower in turns 1 and 2, while Hamlin was a bit faster than him because Briscoe was trying to run a different line and didn't work. That time, Briscoe was able to hold his own through 3 and 4.
All right, feedback from the driver to Chris Gale. That was the start. I'm tight, meaning front tire's not working. The car doesn't track where I want. Hey, but be careful because I'm edgy. I'm not sure I trust the back. And then the crew chief
Be careful because of what? Sounded edgy to me. But up front, it is still William Byron, but Chris Buescher is starting to close the gap on the 24 car. Now we'll be right back. And we're back as we're now starting to see a battle for the lead as Chris Buescher has caught up to the 24 car. He's right on his back bumper.
Get 7 legendary subs with chips and a drink for $6.99 each at Subway today.
You can run the perfect race. Denny Hamlin leading the pack on the final lap. And then
There we go. Okay.
and less time than you think. When life wrecks your finances, National Debt Relief helps you get back on track. Visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started today. To tell you the truth,
And Buescher's trying to find a different line to get around the 24 car. But Byron is still holding his own through the middle lane as Buescher tried to go to the low line, but as I just said, Byron's holding his own in the middle. Still maintaining a couple car lengths. Well, it's mainly just about one car length between these two. Now Buescher looks as though he got a good run through 3 and 4, but not enough. Byron's still holding him off.
NASCAR on Prime, live at Michigan International Speedway. Our coverage today presented by Goodyear. Great battle for the lead. William Byron out front, but here comes the 17 of Chris Buescher, really flexing his muscles in the middle part of this run.
His car does everything you want it to do in second. Had the speed to run the 24 down. Now Dale can easily run a lane lower than the 24, but can't do it. Coming right there, hard throttle. I'm wondering if the 17 isn't.
This is almost shades of like Chris Buescher and Martin Truex Jr. in 2023 when Buescher held off a hard charging Martin Truex Jr. to win that year. A race that was ironically rain shortened, just like a year later in 2024. But Buescher ended up winning the 2023 race, held off what they used to call Monday Martin Truex Jr. Because every time a race gets postponed to the next day on Monday, Martin Truex Jr. ends up having a really good run or ends up winning that race.
17 still working the bottom of the racetrack. Not going to be able to put a run together here.
Now this is shades of the 2023 battle for the win between Buescher and Truex, but this time it's Byron and Buescher. Meanwhile, as we're looking back at Ty Gibbs, he has dropped like a rock. He has been passed by Austin Cindric. Now he's under attack from AJ Allmendinger and Chase Elliott. What is going on with the 54 car?
Let's go down to Kim.
Yeah, and as we talk about Chris Buescher running that second position,
Oh my gosh. That was close.
That's the guy we're going to be chasing.
Ty Gibbs got a little tight, and here comes Allmendinger trying to pounce. He got passed by Chase Elliott. Now Allmendinger is going to pounce side by side down the back stretch. This is for the 15th spot, and Ty Gibbs easily lets Allmendinger have that spot.
A lot of speed here in Michigan.
See bottom of the screen there, AJ Allmendinger getting around Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs had really good speed in practice. We know that he needs to, get up there and try to win one of these races to give himself a chance at making the playoffs. He is struggling dropping back to the field. Another driver struggling and dropping back to the field as we watch his third place battle. Bottom straight out to Bowman.
And meanwhile, we got another battle. This is for the third spot between teammates Chase Briscoe and Denny Hamlin. There's a battle for the lead up top and battle for third on the bottom. And Hamlin looks as though he'll just clear Briscoe for the third spot. So Hamlin goes to P3. And that, while those two were battling, that's allowing Josh Berry to come up into this mix for the third spot. While Hamlin's in third, now Josh Berry is going to have a momentum and try to battle Chase Briscoe for the fourth spot. Oh, and here goes Buescher to the inside of the 24. He's got a run on the apron, not so much. He tried to turn down to get much more clean air to pull on alongside of the 24, but to no avail.
The top 30, I believe, in speed yesterday in practice. Didn't think the car was very good. He didn't like the car. They went out there and qualified really well, Josh Berry did.
here he is battling for 5th position. Over the course of the long run, this car has not faded like I anticipated. Pretty impressive by this Wood Brothers here. Not teammates, not even the same manufacturer, but I believe that William Byron and Chris Buescher are trying to gap Denny Hamlin and Briscoe in 3rd and 4th. Running not in line in the corner, getting down towards the 2nd place car, in line down the straightaway, and look at the lap times on the left. Consistent 38.4s, back to what was 38.7 and 8s. Now Hamlin and Briscoe, now that they're in line, they're starting to catch them a little bit. But I think that the 24 and the 17, I think the 17 would go by if he could easily.
Yeah, the front two that are battling for the lead are pretty much running identical lap times. 38.4s, while Hamlin, who's in 3rd, is running 38.3. We'll see what happens once they cross the finish line here. Okay, never mind. Oh, and here comes Daniel Suarez on pit road.
Thought it might be a little bit of rubber buildup, but obviously that issue escalated to the point he needed to come down and get more tires.
Vibration that Suarez was reporting. Okay. So 4 tires stop for the 99. He's down and away.
But then after practice, Marty let us know that he had talked to some crew chiefs that saw some heavy left side wear. Sometimes the tire could wear.
Some good battles already. We still got a long way to go. That's right. Man, Byron and Buescher, they just cannot stay away from each other, as Buescher's doing everything he can to get by Byron, but Byron's still holding strong here at Michigan.
Why GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco? From the basics like maintenance and repair parts to powertrain components, GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco are the true original equipment for all General Motors vehicles. Plus, AC Delco gold and silver parts are the only
Okay, Cameron, what was that?
Those in the know, stay on the go with high-quality replacement parts from GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco.
Oh, and here comes Buescher to the inside of the 24, side by side. Buescher led that lap. Can he clear the 24? Not so much. Byron still has a run on the high side, but to no avail. Buescher goes to the point now. Hey, NASCAR fan 33. Elliott is back in his usual habitat. Yeah, in that 7th to 15th range. Yeah, something has got to change in the 9 camp. Whether it's replace to get a new crew chief or I don't know. But I think get a different crew chief would do fine. But something has got to change in the 9 camp.
Who wrecks everything he gets his jaws on. So mom and dad use Chewy Live Chat to learn that puppyhood can last
up to 2 years.
and to get helpful tips on getting wrecks under control, like trying enrichment toys. And maybe
As Buescher has taken the lead from Byron, we got another battle between Kyle Larson and Ryan Blaney. Those two battling for position. Just trying to see what it's for. And this is for position number 6. This is for the 6th spot. Byron gets a good run through the bottom while Larson went up top. And Blaney, no contest, easily takes the 6th spot from Larson. When it comes to the Xfinity race in Mexico next week, Zilch will be the hard one to beat. Yes, since he's been a sports car driver and has experience on the road courses. Yeah, so I think Zilch will be a contender next week at Mexico City in the Xfinity Series. I like where he's running, but I want Chase to win. Yeah, I want Chase Elliott to win as well. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being consistent, but we're being consistent but not winning as often as we used to. And this was the pass for the lead as we just came back from commercial. This was the pass for the lead. Buescher got a good run through the bottom of turns 3 and 4.
down. He's going to fall in line
Yep.
here. And new leader for the 17 here. Well, and if he could win
And Byron just lets Busher have it. Didn't try to fight him off or anything, because it's way early in the race.
Some of the pressure off needing to win to make the playoffs, although I believe the 17.
Because we're now in the final laps of stage 1.
Behind this group of cars, the 17 and the 24 did handle it. It's closed the gap. 5 laps to go. Might have an opportunity maybe to get to the 24 car. We'll see, but good speed, at least out of this 11 car here late in this run. Trevor.
Yeah, Dell, I want to take a look at this tire here. A big blister on the tread from the 99 car that we saw pit at lap 32.
Oh my. Oh wow. Oh my. Look how used up that tire is. It wasn't being shredded, it was being worn out because of how hot the rubber is. Golly. Golly.
If it doesn't, it's like just wearing a sweater in the summer. It builds, it builds, it builds. It bubbles up and it pops, and then it shakes.
Wow.
The 99 of squares, unfortunate that he had to pit, but super fortunate it wasn't a bigger issue or a wreck on the racetrack.
And also fortunate he's the only car 1 lap down, Ford
And now, meanwhile, we got a battle for the 4th spot between Chase Briscoe and Josh Berry, as we're now looking at Alex Bowman. He is way deep in the field in the 32nd right now. I don't know what is going on with the 48 car.
Something is absolutely wrong with the handling on this 48.
Yeah, clearly. He's dropped half the positions that he started. Started in 16th, and he's back in 32nd. Yeah, that tire that they showed that they just took off Daniel Suarez's car, that tire was no good. Nope.
I feel like in the last few weeks we watch these races, and every time we look into the top 5, there's been a few different drivers that go in and out. 24 William Byron, 11 of Denny Hamlin, consistently there the last few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. In my mind, we're picking early favorites for who.
Grandpa! What, Ty? What now?
They've been able to be consistent. As we get into the summer stretch, that's where a lot of teams can start to falter, can start to struggle. We go to a lot of weird racetracks where you lose a little bit of.
I'm falling like a rock. Not my problem, Ty. Tell that to your pit crew.
4 years old, won 56 times in his career, and today his 701st
Alright,
start at
final lap in stage 1. Crossing the line right now.
About winning this late in your career, only 9 drivers have won when they've crossed over 700 starts in their career. I believe he's going to be the next one. Man, he's still got a lot of gas in the tank, it would appear.
Final lap of the stage here. It's a 24 car trying to top of the racetrack down there in turn 1 and 2. They go down the back straightaway. The 11's closing the gap just a little bit here, Adam.
This is battle for second as Hamlin has closed the gap to Byron, but I think it's going to be too little too late as they're coming through turns 3 and 4. Busher, who took the lead late in the stage from Byron, the 2023 winner in Michigan, he's going to win stage number 1. GG, Busher.
Coming into today's race, he had 2 laps led in 2025.
Yep. Oh, it's Cody Ware. Gets the free pass. As I said multiple times already, he shouldn't be racing at all. Alright, stage 1 complete. Busher wins the first stage. Pit stops coming up next, and so is stage number 2.
Racing isn't just a game. It's a way of life. Every lap, every moment. Practice is about consistency. Winning doesn't come easy. My turn, Bubba.
Wow. My turn, Bubba. Wow. Oh my gosh.
This Xfinity Wi-Fi is
The Wi-Fi is moving like a
Sideways. It pushed him with Wi-Fi.
Well, everyone who knows our building soon is going to boom too.
The Wi-Fi booming.
Wi-Fi's booming. Oh my gosh. That was probably Xfinity commercial. I deserve a turn. You've been doing this all day. You need a break.
Who are you guys? I'm you from the past.
And I'm you from the future.
Look, I need a cool outfit for a party.
I'm looking for a suit for my daughter's wedding.
I might be able to help you fellas out. Life is a journey. Vandy is the wardrobe that grows with you. Tailored for every milestone. Look your best. Dress the win. Shoot Vandy.
What causes a current rare news disease? There's someone you can talk to for help.
I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that.
You guys got somebody for rare news disease? There's hope. They estimated 1 in 10 men may have rare.
It's pancake.
Pancakes. That never gets old. How do you sign pancakes from IHOP?
And by F1 the movie in theaters and IMAX June 27th. Rated PG-13.
Alright, and we are back at Michigan, still under the stage caution.
Here in Michigan.
Yep, Daniel Suarez gets the free pass.
Pit road gonna be open here.
It's back on the lead lap.
Open and busy. Pit boxes.
Alright,
Footage flies on the entire
they're going to be coming down pit road this time by, and it is gonna be busy.
Either way, you can disrupt the entire pit crew. Especially that gas station is gonna have a busy job. You're gonna need both gas cans, so he's gonna have to go back and forth to the wall a couple times. See if the decisions on pit road. Everybody's gonna take tires, but how much fuel do you?
Well, I'm 14th and I'm not doing so well. I should have won here in 2016 and 17. All 3 times I finished second. Good Chase Elliott impression there. Alright, here they come. Onto pit road.
Here they are, Kim.
And for William Byron,
First to dive into a stall, Byron. Next, Busher's on pit road. On his stop, in his stall. And Byron trying to make sure the tank is full. Both Busher and Byron down and away, making sure that their tanks are full. Whoa! A couple different strategies going on. Wait a second. Did Blaney get off first? Yes, he did. On 4 tires. Holy cow. Elliott's up 9 spots. Up to 5th. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh! Watch out, gas can. Well, that was busy. Definitely busy. As Blaney gets out first, Elliott plus 9 spots off that pit stop. Up to 5th. How about that? All right.
Mike Byron in loose position.
All right, back now. I just got back from commercial, and it looks as though they're doubling up. Yep, Elliott top 5 for now.
You expect me to go 200 miles an hour? This thing's wrecking. Fix this thing. So Blake Harris is crew chief. First shot of adjusting that 48 car.
Really interesting point, Corey. It's been mild and cloudy since we got here into Michigan on Friday. Right before the drop of the green, hot and full sun. What is happening to the track right now?
Well, Dale pointed out 21, Josh Berry. You know, that's a car wasn't even on the sheet yesterday. These guys are feeling something completely different in the car than they felt all weekend. They're driving down into turn 3, slick, slow, the rear's up, as Steve described it, puts the balance to the front. Really tough to drive. The guys who banked on this and adjusted for it are winning. Yeah, and you see we talked about downforce and trim. The guys who put some downforce in their car, made their car soft and quiet, are the ones that are chipping the way toward the front.
Adam, the drinking word for stage 2, strategy is going to be all over.
Yeah, no doubt we'll be following up here.
Okay.
Let's get an update on that 11 pit stop. Denny Hamlin leaving with a question mark, Marty.
Adam, Steve predicted we'll be talking about fuel all day long. The plan for Denny Hamlin and Chris Gale was to wait on fuel. They did not. Why? Listen in.
That's why, I mean, that was really close to get the penalty. The fuel can almost come out of the box. I don't think it was not ready or it's not shaking that I saw.
Oh, Hamlin was supposed to wait on fuel,
That one was on me. So Steve, how
and
many
they
times does it come down to
but Hamlin didn't listen. Yikes. At least they didn't get the penalty, but this was a close call. Here it is. As Hamlin goes. Oh, that is close. That was close.
If it was still being fueled as the car goes up. Look like this is not the gas man right here. The gas man's already dropped it. This is the front tire changer or carrier, and he's going to play a little defense.
That was close.
He's stopping the Sunoco run right there, pinning the can against the concrete.
70 miles west of Detroit, he can play shortstop for the Tigers.
Shortstop for the Tigers. Detroit Tigers, not Guangdong Tigers. Heads up thinking by the crew members there.
Now the negative is, hey, on you. Yeah, man, we were there for 11.2 seconds. They were probably looking for 13 seconds. So he still is short on fuel, as well as I think Blaney is short, Hocevar is short, Chase Elliott is short, Ross Chastain also short. All those guys have traded track position for fuel. Just what happens when you do it right, which is you
Oh,
win.
Keselowski stuck behind McDowell's stall.
With a little bit more gas.
Or stuck behind McDowell's car because McDowell was crooked in his stall.
Brad Keselowski scored right now 34. Just like the start of the race, the control vehicle takes the outside lane. Blaney to the right of
All right, here we go.
Hocevar,
It's Blaney, Hamlin, Hocevar, Buscher, Elliott, Byron, Busch, Larson, Wallace, and Chastain, the top 10. Green flag, stage 2 underway. 3 wide already. Nemechek blocking Custer. And Blaney's clear as everybody's still jostling for position as they go through turns 3 and 4. 3 wide, about 5 rows deep. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Still 3 wide going in turns 3 and 4. Cowbush backs out of that. Whoa, hang on with Buscher. Really squirrely, and that's allowing Larson to take advantage. That was close. Oh, Jesus, Elliott. 4 wide, nearly 4 wide. Holy cow, what a move. Jeez, Elliott. Talk about driving like a maniac. He just went to second because of that. Blocking his teammate and going by Hocevar to second. Holy cow. Oh, Briscoe. Watch out. This is like a highway restart. Look at this. Oh, Barry.
The 43. He's going to clear as well. Logano trying to side draft AJ. We're riding on board the Hunt Brothers Pizza onboard camera. Joey Logano trying to get himself.
Running on board with Joey Logano, who's on the inside of AJ Allmendinger, still trying to hang tough with him, but Allmendinger has the drive off, and now Christopher Bell's going to follow through, and there goes Noah Gragson and Nemechek.
John Hunter Nemechek, he's won an Xfinity race here.
If you don't make that pass, the 22, that's what happens. You lose 2 or 3 spots.
Oh, hang on to it, Bell. That was close. Got really tight underneath Allmendinger there.
Fighting back here in the back of the pack. It's brutal.
Bell's 18.
Whoa!
Barry on
And
the
Barry dropping positions. Don't know why. Guessing he's got loose. Speaking of loose, Eric Jones got really tight in front of Barry.
last year, yesterday, won this race a year ago, and he's going to find himself inside the top 10 early seconds.
Meanwhile, change for the leader goes Elliott to the point. Chase Elliott to the point at Michigan. No contest from Ryan Blaney. New leader, the 9.
Didn't really see amazing pace out of the 9 in practice, but good speed. Good enough, I guess, to go up there and take it away from Ryan Blaney.
Oh my gosh.
On the screen, hosts of our the 11, still going at it, still arguing.
Meanwhile, this is the battle for the 4th spot as Carson Hocevar still holding on, still trying to hold on to 4th spot, holding off Hamlin. Now he gets a push from Ross Chastain. Oh, watch out, Hamlin. Hamlin gets a little tight through 3, 1 and 2. They gets into Larson. They both touch. Hang on to it. Look out. That was close. And that just cost Hamlin a bunch of spots. That just cost Hamlin a bunch of spots there.
It's just a parade by Hamlin after he had to make that save.
Reddick's got a big run on his teammate, not going to get there. And he's going to cut back, though, down the front straightaway.
Hamlin got really tight underneath Larson. Really, I think those two made contact, but Hamlin just lost a ton of spots there.
Larson out front. Man, I'm just going to give
Now Bubba Wallace gets clear of Kyle Busch. Oh, and the Busch gets tight. And there goes Hamlin trying to make up those lost spots. Jesus. Holy cow.
He gets rescued by the 45.
Yep, because Kyle Busch got really tight through 1 and 2, and that allowed Hamlin to gain some of the spots he lost, but not all of them, as now Eric Jones goes back around the outside. Oh, watch it, Hamlin. You're not clear, dude. Buescher had too much of a run there from Zane Smith. Couldn't block that.
17's in bad area. Here comes Denny Hamlin around the top side. Can't get there. These guys, he got spin.
Oh, 2 cars around. That's Noah Gragson and John Hunter Nemechek. Caution is out. First caution for cause. Jeez. Holy cow. What a restart. That was like a highway restart. A lot of action going on throughout most of the field. Golly. Now we can let our heart rate go down a little bit. Really an onboard shot from Logano? I can't tell what happened. Oh, Nemechek. Nemechek got loose, and it looks like Gragson just spun trying to avoid. Yeah, Nemechek got loose off turn 2, clipped the wall a little bit, and Gragson just spun trying to avoid it. But that caused Gragson to get a right front flat. Both right sides are down on that 4 car. Same with Nemechek. I lost a lot of ground. Those idiots don't know what they're doing. I fell out of the top 10. Man, that got crazy in a hurry. All right, I'll be right back again, guys. All right, I'm back. Had to get myself some lunch here. Ha! I didn't get collected. Hey, now Chevy. Yep, here it is. Here's Nemechek. Yep, really squirrely. Nemechek got really squirrely right in front of Chase Briscoe. Yeah, and Noah Gregson just lost it off turn 2. Spun it, just trying to avoid. Wow. Wow. How Hamlin did not wreck that car, that is beyond me. Holy cow. And look at Busher. Busher lost it as well, coming off turn 2 just a little bit.
The mild-mannered Kyle Larson. And then we had his teammate going.
And this was the pass for the lead. Look at Elliott, just got a good run down the front stretch. The inside of Blaney going in turns 1 and 2. No contest.
Now we come to the restart. We have Elliott and Blaney side by side. Again, you see the next row back is Chastain and Hocevar. On the left side, you see last pit tires. Really look down here. Dylan, Logano, Barry. I talked to the pundits at the bar before the race. Talked about that fuel tax. Well, the guys up front, they're way behind. They need fuel. They're behind on their taxes. Guys in the middle, Bush Jones looking okay.
All right, here we go. Coming to the restart zone. Restart zone. Green flag. Back underway. Not dead even, but Blaney had a better push on the inside. But Elliott gets a drive off the corner off the high side, and he easily clears Blaney. Ross Chastain got a little squirrely on the bottom side. Bubba Wallace is now in the middle of 3 wide. 4 wide? Who was that trying to make it 4 wide? Is that Zane Smith? Yes, it is. Whoa. Watch it. Yep. Especially on the initial start of a restart. Oh, there they go. Bowman hard in the wall. Custer, Suarez involved. Briscoe spins. The pole sitter is also in it. Hard crash in turns 1 and 2. Bowman head on in the outside wall. Man, look at how the front end just crunched in.
Just struggled all day since he dropped the green flag with his car dropping back to the field. Now it's an opportunity to get a good run today, and that's gonna end with a really, really hard shot. He's had some tough moments. Recovered from a back injury many months ago.
Jeff Gordon not so happy above the 48 pit box. Thankfully, Bowman's okay. Walks into the ambulance under his own power. All right, what happened here? Riley Herbst got tight. Oh, and Austin Cindric tried to force it underneath Custer. Looked like Cindric tried to force it underneath Custer and just lost it from there. Gets into Suarez. Oh, hard shot. That 48 just turned dead right. That 48 car just turned dead right. Oh, that looks so similar to Austin Cindric in 2022 at Michigan.
That's what had it back there. Look at this shot.
Oh, look at the safer barrier move.
3,500 pounds.
Wow.
80 miles an hour.
Over 3,400 pounds of machine slamming into the outside wall.
You wonder why they're wrecking back at the back of the pack. Well, these restarts are so critical. It's really
Wow.
such an opportunity to take advantage of everybody, getting as many spots as you can. You see the field under the red flag on the front straightaway. You have to be aggressive in every restart in this series today. It is the culture, the code, all of that has changed. It's super aggressive on restarts from the front of the field all the way to the back.
Go to 48 radio, listen in with Alex Bowman's group.
Yeah, right, bro. That one was really big. Try to hold tight. Gather yourself here for those guys.
In a crash in Texas. The next
Yikes.
car in the wall in turn 3, suffered an injury there. And a back injury racing dirt tracks and sprint cars. Just a lot of unfortunate situations that have sort of caused this guy's career to stumble and stall in moments. And then when things start to come together, the runs start to come together. He gets himself to victory lane last year in Chicago. This was a time of the year we talked about at the top of the show where they needed a good run today. He came in here about 45 or so points above the bubble, and now he's going to leave here right on top of it by the end of this race.
Danielle talked on NASCAR Live. We now 7 races in the last 9 events where Bowman has finished outside the top 25. We're under red with this hard hit coming off the corner here at Michigan.
Man, what a hard shot that Bowman took. Thankfully, he's okay. Like I said, that was like Austin Cindric in 2022. That wreck looked so similar to Austin Cindric at the same track in 2022. But we're now under a red flag to clean up turns 1 and 2.
I wish my TV provider let me pause my subscription when I want. I wish my TV provider let me have hundreds of free channels.
Wayne let you do that too, fellow Siren.
Choose and customize your channel right on Ford Plus and watch for free. So how did you do that?
A Chewy pharmacy order is on the way for Homer, the homebody who prefers the great indoors.
Grandpa, am I gonna win today? You have to work for it, Ty. Stop bothering me.
So Mom uses Chewy to get his fleet of tick meds at a great price, delivered right to their door or right to the couch. For quality meds at great prices, for life with pets, there's Chewy.
It's pasta. It's pasta, NASCAR fan 33.
There's nothing like a great duo. 2 flavors, 1 bag. New Jack Link's Duos.
So, you like NASCAR but don't know who to root for? Here's some Toyota legends you can get behind. Meet Tyler Reddick. Crushed it in Xfinity Series and now he's here. Basically the Cinderella story if Cinderella drove 200 miles per hour. Then there's John Hunter.
Yeah, you did mention that rain was in the forecast yesterday. But thankfully, looking at the race right now, not a cloud in the sky. Thankfully, that's the case today. Have I ever watched Death Row Final Meal Request videos? What's that?
Caution flag of the day is turned red here in Michigan International
Death
Speedway.
Row Final
NASCAR
Meal
Series
Request.
Presented by Goodyear. So as we sit idle here and we start to analyze where we are in this second stage, Steve, walk us through a split field and what all this could mean for strategy going forward.
It was a little split before, and it's going to get really messy here. Take a peek onto some of the pit boxes. James Small right there, that's Richie Briscoe. He's probably going to first see how much damage that 19 gun
good. You see that silver thing right there? That's called that Barabon. It's basically a big, heavy-duty reinforced piece of tape. So the some damage is going to have to be repaired on the 19. But for everyone else, 53 to go in the stage. You're probably thinking to yourself, a couple more yellow flag laps. A little bit of saving, we can get to the end of the stage. So for that reason,
where YouTubers would rank death row final meal requests. Where YouTubers would rank death row final meal requests. Could you like send me a link to see what you're talking about, John? And I'll check it out later. Because I'm still lost. Yep, next week they're going to a road course, Mexico City, next week.
Sits in 17th right now, but he's third on the strategy of those pitted at lap 62. And Paul Wolf told me they're good. They are not going to pit here, and they are good to the end of the stage. As you pointed out, some might top off, Steve, but yeah, this is going to flip the entire field track position-wise.
So there you go. We expect us to be able to run high 40s. What Marty's hearing here is they're going to run low 50s. We know Joey Logano.
All right, thanks, John. I'll check it out later.
Especially under yellow. He's done it before.
Well, probably after this stream is done.
Go step aside under the red flag in Michigan. Hard crash after a restart in turn 2.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Alright. Well, still, why was this other people say?
An unprecedented transcontinental race begins on Nintendo Switch 2. Mario Kart World. Game rated E for everyone.
Through Hims, you can get treatment for weight loss, ED, and hair loss. It's made just for you.
This is Pato O'Rourke. His last name's Irish, but his first words were. Pato's the fastest 25-year-old on 4 wheels. He's tasted every kind of victory, except for the lactose variety. Pato looks like a one-man boy. He charms like a British spy. He smells like a burnt rubber. He doesn't have fans. He's got rules. So whether you love him or love him, take a look at the next face of Indigo. This is Pato O'Rourke. Welcome to the fastest racing on earth.
Make sure you check out Prime's exclusive in-race feature, Key Moments, during tonight's broadcast by clicking down on your remote. It's the easiest way to catch up on race highlights and flag changes as they happen. And if you're ever late to NASCAR on Prime, we've got you covered with rapid recap where you can see all key race moments in 2 minutes or less. Sit here under the red, on-board camera, or FanDuel look. Michael McDowell. Several stories to update on the pit lane. We begin with Kim Coon.
Yeah, Double A, we heard Steve Letarte say he expected the leaders to likely come during this quadrant once we go back yellow.
Yeah, I'm just going back through some comments that I received on my latest post about the Alex Bowman crash.
that being tough traffic and still not be able to make it, to be able to be aggressive and drive up through there. So just to let you know what's going on.
All right, so you heard it. He's one of those leaders, but it sounds like Rudy Bugel's caught in between a rock and a hard spot, Trevor.
Yeah, Kim, I think a lot of these drivers and teams are in that same situation. No different with Carson Hocevar at fifth. Luke Lambert has been talking to him about what they're going to do. I don't think they think anyone can make it from here. Take a listen to what they're talking about.
But we're going to be so close that if we start getting cautious after this, they won't be able to make it. We'll probably just key off the strategy of the guys in front of us. If guys in front of us stay, I'm good with staying with. Agree. Thank you.
Sports is offense against defense. One opponent, one defender. This is, you're playing chess against 35 other guys. Maybe not all 35, but 28 of them or 30 of them are really have a chance to upset your day. So you're trying to figure out. You heard, buddy, we're heading into anybody could make it. That's what they're telling Marty down there. So that'd be a great stretch because William Byron's group doesn't think they can make it from here at 67. Call it lap 68 when pit road opens. So talk about all of the, different stones that you have to turn over to run good. I always say Michigan is like the final exam because it tests every aspect of your race.
All right, now we are, and they are back under the yellow. The cars are now rolling once again.
Fuel economy is the conversation on all these radios.
Yeah, we don't really think about that when we think about the racetrack being really fast and the downforce versus the trim that we talk about. At the top of the show, these teams do also come here knowing that fuel mileage will be a part of it. We see the field already underway as the yellow flags back out. The teams are getting ready on pit road because they're going to open pit road the first time by. These teams will get to find out what everybody's going to do.
See Briscoe there. If you go back when they made that last pit stop, a little slow, lose track position, and then you're barely involved in that crash. When you talk about the margins of success and the other side of it, it's so slim. As we ride on board here with Zane Smith, Ford Performance on board camera.
I know exactly what's going to be talked about in the unfortunate company debrief on a Monday or Tuesday with that 19 team is, hey, we put ourselves in that situation. We can't do those things, right? If we want to try to win races, they have to speed 3 poles in a row.
So I'm thinking we're going to be seeing pit stops this time by. That's what I'm guessing. Either this time by or next time by we'll be seeing pit stops. Nope, they're lining up, so they're coming in this time by.
You're just trying to manage so much. It's mentally fatiguing. It's exhausting.
Yep, here they come. Nope, Elliott stays out. Bell stays out. McDowell stays out.
Yeah, Rudy Fugel felt like his hand was forced. The team going to come down. It sounds like they're taking right side.
But the majority of the field are in.
Yeah, Alan right now telling Chase Elliott that a lot of these guys are going to be able to make it with saving, but they opted to stay out and said go as hard as you can here and hope we get another caution.
Trevor, several cars staying on the racetrack. Ryan Blaney hitting, though, and Jonathan Hassford said we're going to be buried in traffic, so we asked him to take them back to the beginning of the race so to make a big adjustment for all the traffic.
So Reddick on fuel, Larson 2 tires, Byron 2 tires, Gibbs fuel, Hamlin 2 tires, Wallace 2 tires, Zane Smith 2 tires, Stenhouse, Allmendinger, and Busch. Stenhouse, Allmendinger, fuel only, and Busch 2 tires. Uh-oh, wheels gone for Briscoe. Or something's going on with Briscoe. The left rear is not on. Something's going on with the left rear, looks like.
and life. When debt hits hard, National Debt Relief helps you take control, so you can pay less than you owe in less time than you think. When life wrecks your finances, National Debt Relief helps you get back on track. Visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started today.
All right, now the left rear is going back on. Oh, Larson's returning to pit road. What's going on with Larson now? What's going on here?
When I smoothly glide the blade along another smooth path, I feel like the smoothest cat in this joint.
Okay, I guess they're just going to change left sides this time.
This cuts this smooth. The more you wash, the more you don't miss your chance to race for the billions.
Finals, are you ready?
The NASCAR Powerball Playoff is back. Enter now to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race at the Phoenix Raceway.
All right, they took the one to go signal and they're doubling up.
The race for the million is on. Powerball, the official lottery of NASCAR Powerball Playoff.
Hitting the open road is not just about the miles you travel. It's about the freedom you find along the way, where relaxation embraces the spirit of discovery, where technology seamlessly blends into the background, where innovation meets identical design, and home comforts are always within reach. Because life's best stories aren't written inside four walls, they're lived out here.
On those pit stops a moment ago, AJ Allmendinger, Kyle Larson speeding. Here's 5 radio.
I don't know how. I'm sorry. I made sure if that's where I'm building, I made sure I built up slow also to not overshoot it like on speed and momentum, but yeah, I don't know.
All right, here we go. Back green once again.
Let's see what these front two decide. That's down the racetrack, Dale. I think you just see the mess. Can they pull it off on the restart?
Dead even on the jump. Not so much help on the inside for Christopher Bell. Not much help from Keselowski.
Outside lane, we got Elliott, Bell. Good racing at the front.
Side by side, Bell's trying to get a good run down the back stretch, but Elliott's still hanging him down there, holding him down there. Whoa, Keselowski! Look, who was that? Logano? Oh, and Bell gets tight, and Elliott goes back to the point. That was Logano who tried to make a 3-wide underneath Keselowski, but to no avail. Keselowski still holds strong that third spot, but here comes Logano now. Logano's trying again. This time in turns 1 and 2. I mean, clear. No, he cannot. Keselowski's still hanging tight on the outside. That was close. But here goes McDowell now going 3 wide. Trying to take advantage of both those guys. Oh, man, that was tight. A little bit of squeeze play. Ooh. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh, look out, Ryan Priest. That was close. Oh, yellow. It's Nemechek again. Oh, whoa. More damage to the rear end.
Selfish, right? They put each other
Jeez. What is these restarts, man? What is these restarts, man? Holy cow.
The 24, the 24, 60, 34, they almost had a crash going into turn 3. But think about this now, guys, under caution. It allows these teams to then stay out to save a little bit of fuel and puts down. This is what they wanted, and this is exactly what they were looking for: more cautions, more opportunities to save fuel.
Now, for the 9 and the 20, they're frustrated because I don't think they can save enough. But we'll just have to wait and see. Let's take a look at this.
What happened to Nemechek? Was it a flat? No, he just lost it all on his own, right in front of SVG. He just lost it on his own, right in front of SVG. and he couldn't get the car going once again because he's stuck in the grass.
You go caution-free stage 1, and then you get the restarts to begin stage 2. And just like last Sunday night, 3 early cautions, second stint of the race.
Now this is only it's a 200 lap race. In as a driver, this race felt short to me. Like it gets over quickly, and I think last week we had a 300 lap race in Nashville. That also to me feels short. I believe that does bring the intensity up in that second stage. We usually see that happen in stage 3. And in these last 2 weeks,
It's the damage on the 48 car. Front just stoved in. Yeah, that front end was just stoved in.
So you see NASCAR officials there, crew members there. NASCAR's going to look and make sure the things that were supposed to bend in the right direction. I mean, that right there, that's the air intake for the engine.
Yeah, they used to, when this car was brand new, you drive a car into the wall like that, and it wouldn't even look torn. It wouldn't even look crashed. Here's what Alex said.
Yeah, Alex has been released from the care center. Big hit. Are you okay? And then walk us through what happened.
Yeah, that hurt a lot. That was probably top of the board on hits I've taken, and unfortunately I've taken a lot of hits. So hate that for the Ally 48.
At least Bowman's okay.
Yeah, I don't. Looks like the got loose or the 2 got into him or something, and then
it's a tough shot to the outside wall.
Couldn't really do anything except.
Actually, from that angle, at first I thought it was Cindric that just dove into the first turn, but now looking back at it, they just checked up and looked like Suarez moved down onto Custer, and Custer tried to cut down in front of Cindric, and they just made contact, and it was on from there.
Race, and obviously, we got super loose and just had long pit stops, making adjustments, trying to make it better, and never really got a chance to race again after that. So confident that my guys would have got the car better and we could have got back up through there. But unfortunately, when you get in the back like that, she was pretty crazy.
Yep.
Thanks, Alex. Glad to see Alex okay.
Yep. At least Bowman's okay. That's all that matters. At least no concussions this time, like in 2022 at Texas, after he just slightly tapped the outside wall, and he got a concussion from that. And Elliott's giving up the lead, heading to pit road, probably to top off with fuel. Well, it was fun while it lasted. That was fun while it lasted.
So good to hear Alex Bowman after just a horrific impact in 1 and 2. Trevor.
Yeah, the 9 cars having to serve their damage here from not coming in earlier. They're going to get this 9 car full, but Alan Gustafson and Chase Elliott were debating it. They were talking about how far can they go, how many cautions would they need, and how could this play out.
Yep, 4 fresh tires, and topped off with fuel, and he's down and away. I believe that Bowman incident was nobody's fault. So it was probably a racing incident.
Subway's protein-packed footlongs check all the boxes. Juicy chicken or layers of fresh sliced deli meats? Check. All your favorite Subway sauces? Check. Plus, buy any.
I mean, I guess you could say that, but
Great deal? Check, check. Order now.
yeah, it was pretty much a racing incident. Not gonna argue with that.
The heartbeat's strong, steady, unwavering.
Hold on a minute. Alright, I'm back just in time for the restart as they're funneling into turns 1 and 2. McDowell tied underneath Christopher Bell, and Byron takes advantage of those guys. And here goes Reddick trying to take advantage as well.
McDowell and 20 got together a little bit and slowed each other down off of turn 2. That allowed Reddick to get by. Christopher's not going to clear, is he? Yes, he's
Oh, and Christopher Bell's going to pass his Toyota teammate Tyler Reddick. Now he's trying to set sights on the leader.
Haley back to the inside of his teammate McDowell into turn 1. Denny Hamlin trying to work the top here.
There's Denny Hamlin trying to make back the positions that he's lost. And 3 wide between Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, and Austin Cindric, as Cindric gives up both those positions. Oh, and Ryan Preece down low underneath Ty Dillon, and Zane Smith trying to take advantage. Jeez, very shallow. But to no avail as Zane Smith drops back in line right behind Ryan Preece, and Ty Dillon's going to take advantage, trying to go for that position. This is for the 11th spot. On board with Bubba Wallace as Kyle Busch now goes by. That's for the 17th spot. Dang, Kyle Busch, who started in second, just got mired back in traffic once again. As different strategies took place, now he's trying to fight back, trying to get those positions back. Whoa! Ross Chastain got a little tight. Or is that Stenhouse? No, that's Chastain. And Bubba Wallace going to go 3 wide underneath Busch and Chastain. Going for 16th. Oh, Bubba Wallace gets tied right in front of Ross Chastain. Now Kyle Busch is going to try to take that position back. And he will do so. And Bubba Wallace trying to do the crossover. Man, these guys going back and forth. Oh my goodness. Further up through the field, there's Denny Hamlin going by Michael McDowell. Oh, Hamlin got a little tight in front of McDowell.
Side by side with McDowell. Priest is going to drive down in the corner, take that spot.
Good advice. Restart on the front row, fall back nice, and now you just settle in and ride, try to regroup.
Now riding on board with Michael McDowell right behind Ryan Preece in front of this gaggle of cars. Behind this gaggle of cars, as Logano and Todd Gillen and Denny Hamlin looks as though to be battling for the 5th position. Oh, and here goes Ryan Preece to the inside. Inside of Denny Hamlin, and he will easily clear Denny Hamlin. Now here goes Todd Gillen to the inside of Logano, going for 5th, and he will do so. Tight squeeze, or squeeze play, as I would say. And Ryan Preece going around the outside of Logano, going for 6th, and he will do so. Now will Hamlin follow through to go to 7?
Great information. Oops. Momentum, they're wide. Well, not wide. lose any momentum. You can't afford to be out of the throttle on corner exit.
You talk about drivers coming from the trucks. You look at our top 10. A lot of those that came from the feeder series and really enjoyed a lot of success, winning races, winning championships right now inside the top 10. Byron, Bell, Reddick, talk about Gilman. Priest has had success there.
There's Fire Motorsports drivers, McDowell and Hocevar, 9th and 10th. Meanwhile, looking back at Todd Gillen and Ryan Priest, still battling for the 5th position. And now looking at Ross Chastain and Kyle Busch, a little bit deeper in the field. I believe this is the battle for the 16th. No, for the 8th. Yeah, the 16th spot.
Obviously, they're good on fuel now, but they're dead last in the field. So we need a little different scenario to play out. See where it goes.
Different strategies going on. As Justin Haley and Christopher Buescher got tied, and here goes Larson taking it 3 wide, trying to take advantage of both those guys. And he will do so.
Really, they need some green flag runs, enough laps on tires that the guys good on fuel feel like that they're going to have some tires to get in the best position, or even more fuel to get in a better position for the end of the race. So they need a yellow in, say, the next.
And look at Eric Jones powering by Justin Haley to take that position. Now he's underneath Christopher Buescher. For Chris Buescher, trying to go for 20th. Can't do it. Hey, Alessandro. Feels like there's more power in the next gens. Yeah, it kind of looks like it, but I believe it's still 670.
To get back to the top 5 because Byron's up there, Bell's up there, Reddick, and those drivers have spent a lot of time in the top 5 in recent weeks. Updating Chase Elliott.
There's Chase Elliott, who was the driver who took it to pit lane to top it off on fuel and get 4 fresh tires. He's trying to make up those lost spots, but not doing so hot. He only moved up 7 positions up to 22nd. Just took 22nd away from Justin Haley.
Buescher, who was strong early in the race, is struggling to sort of rebound. He's sitting there in 20th. Blaney in 18th. Cars that we saw in the front of the field earlier today. Steincar, we'll see how he can work around that traffic if he can continue to move forward. To stop fuel doesn't look like such a bad idea.
Yeah, Steve told us.
And here goes Ryan Blaney as Stenhouse and Kyle Busch are battling side by side. Blaney trying to take advantage of both those guys. Can't do it there. As Kyle Busch clears Stenhouse. Now he's side by side with Blaney. And Blaney goes back in line. Falls back in line. And Stenhouse goes right by Blaney with push help from Larson. Probably too big of a push as Stenhouse lost a little bit of momentum. And Larson, the outside, clears Stenhouse just barely. Now setting his sights on Kyle Busch. The Kyle and Kyle show. And Blaney was able to track that line that time. Got a good run through 3 and 4. Easily clears Stenhouse.
I just go back to the opening run of the race. Tyler Reddick, who won her last year, drives right up to 20th. And we're like, here he comes. He got to 19th, and then he went back to 20th and stayed there. It's like what Corey talked about in NASCAR Live. You can make a pass here, but it's hard to maintain that position.
Oh, Cindric got tight, and there goes Bubba Wallace to take advantage in turns 3 and 4. Can he clear Cindric? No, he can't. Nearly cleared himself in front of Cindric for 12th as Cindric takes that position back.
It is frustrating, but let me give Bubba a positive. We talked a lot about Hocevar's decision when he hit the 47 last week at Nashville, right? Bubba probably could have pushed that, even slammed the door maybe, but he decided excited. We talk about these quick decisions underneath the go. He's irritated, frustrated, but he just didn't feel with confidence between him and his spotter, Freddie Kraft, and he could slam that car up in front of the two.
Whoa, Bubba Wallace once again diving it underneath Austin Cindric. Pull up alongside, trying to take that 12th spot again. But they're being side by side. And where's Ross Chastain going to go? He's going to stick with Cindric. What happened to Bowman? Well, a couple laps after a restart, Austin Cindric got into Cole Custer, who got into Suarez, and Alex Bowman made contact, and he just turned dead right into the outside wall hard. So Bowman got caught up in that crash. So that's why Bowman's out of the race.
Scan the QR code to save on gaming products by Logitech G, the official wheel and pedals of the NASCAR.
Car that's got it flat back through the top 10 is Logano right there. He's in 11th now, holding up his teammate Cindric. So this presents another opportunity for Bubba. Bubba got around Chastain. Chastain chose incorrectly last time.
Oh! Cindric tried to block Bubba Wallace, but Bubba Wallace came a bit too fast. Couldn't get there. Now Bubba Wallace goes by for the 12th spot, now setting his sights on Logano for 11.
My experience is drivers are selfish everywhere. You got to be right. What's another one? Yeah, very selfish today.
Dives down underneath the 22, and Bubba Wallace goes to the 11th spot. Cindric trying to follow through, and he will do so, taking it from his teammate.
Paul Wolf made the call with that decision to stay out. He put his driver on the top 5, but Logano came on the radio and said, man, we just have no...
And Ross Chastain just took that spot from Logano too. That's for 13.
Chastain gets around him there, down the back straightaway as well. Here comes Ty Dillon. In this 10 car, Ty having a great year, working really hard every opportunity he gets with this 10 car. Doesn't have a ton of experience in the next gen, but he's running well. Colleagues gotten better all over this year compared to last.
You know, they've circled Mexico City next week, not for Ty Dillon, but for A.J. Allmendinger. 3 of our next 5 on the road. I mean, you know Colleague's got a chance to make a major statement with the schedule and the way it unfolds in the next month or so.
Looking back at Kyle Larson, he was a driver who I thought was going to have a good day today. But as of right now, he's not doing so hot, running in the 16th spot.
A.J. Allmendinger, Ty Dillon's teammate, working to the inside of the 21. Josh Berry, running up in the top 10 earlier today.
Now it's Josh Berry. He was another driver who was up inside the top 5 in stage 1, and he got mired back in traffic big time. And there goes Blaney to the inside of Larson, going for the 16th spot, and he will do so. But up front, after all this, it is William Byron up front at Michigan, trying to return the 24 car back to victory lane for the first time since 2014. Of course, that was when Jeff Gordon won, and the last time HMS won in Michigan. Fun fact.
Win, be humble. You know what they say. Rules are made to be broken. Win.
What causes current Peyronie's disease? There's somebody I can talk to for help.
I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that. You guys got somebody for Peyronie's disease?
There's hope for the estimated 1 in 10 men who may have Peyronie's disease, or PD. A urology specialist who treats PD can help you create a plan, including non-surgical options. Find somebody today at GoGetSomebody.com.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious. Check me out.
The best tires in the world have good food written all over them. Feel the was close to defeat. I rose to my feet.
Ooh, that was close. That was close between Buescher and Busch. Chris Buescher and Kyle Busch there off turn 4. Buescher just barely clearing Kyle Busch. But Busch wasn't happy about that. Gave him a little shove down the front stretch.
There's a place no map will show you where GR cars turn into full-blown track beasts. Every apex we nail, every second we shave, it's all knowledge that goes right back into your ride. You in?
The WNBA is on Prime, the players you can't stop watching, and the plays you can't stop talking about. Don't miss the WNBA all season long. It's on Prime. William Byron, the race leader. He's led 48 laps today. That's more than anyone else as we get our Team Chevy update. Awesome afternoon for Carson Hocevar. Chastain has been strong. Michael McDowell playing strategy. Ty Dillon.
And we're back at Michigan as Christopher Bell is starting to close the gap on the 24 car of William Byron.
17 to go in the stage.
So we have William Byron leading. He was last on pit road at lap 68. We believe they can make it all the way on fuel. Right behind him is Bell, who was last on pit road at lap 48. I believe he's only a handful of laps, 2 or 3, 4 laps away from coming to pit road. Keselowski's kind of that no man's land. Last on pit road at lap 62. He has been running right behind Reddick, I believe, just trying to save fuel on the 6 car. So if we compare Byron to Keselowski, take a look at our burn bar and miles per gallon.
Nope, burn bar. We saw that last week. The burn bar gauge last week. 4.8, 5.2. 4.8 from Byron, and 5.2 for Keselowski. Fuel burn miles per gallon, expected range 4.3 to 5.3. Dang.
He can't save enough. It's impossible no matter what his miles per gallon is. So you see just a big split. You can almost listen in on Brad right here. I think if we go from burn bar to telemetry, maybe ride on board with Brad. I wonder if he's going to run wide open behind the 20, if we're going to see a little bit of harsh throttle down the straightaways. Check this out right here. So let's just compare. Top, wide open, no problem. Brad, partial through the corner. We'll see what he tries to do down the straightaway, whether he runs wide open in the draft or whether he takes a little bit of a toe. Lifts real early. No,
very early lifting. Oh, and here comes Christopher Bell onto pit road.
And here's the stop for Bell. He said he would be coming, and it's going to happen with 15 to go, make it 14 to go.
Yep, 14 to go in stage 2. Christopher Bell pits from the 2nd spot.
Yeah, Christopher's complaint was not enough grip on entry, a little loose center, tight exit. They did not get the caution they were looking for the strategy. They will take 4 fresh Goodyear tires.
4 tires and fuel for the 20.
Everything going smoothly right now for Bell.
Whoa.
Take a look at this replay right here. Larson.
Oh, what's going on here?
And Dillon.
Blaney, Dillon, and Larson. Oh, and Dillon caught the wall just a little bit. Jesus, that was close. That was close. That was nearly a right hook into the outside wall. That was nearly a right hook to the outside wall.
I know it looks like nothing changed, but the 20 just skipped a lap. He came to pit road, serviced his car, went right back out. That's one funny thing about Michigan is you barely lose a lap. The leader can almost pit and not lose a lap. The 20 has been to pit road. He's now the first car 1 lap down. It wouldn't shock me if he tries to unlap himself here.
Yeah, I think Bell unlaps himself soon because he's on the fresher tires.
To see if new tires are big enough difference, right? Both cars have great clean air. If the tires matter, the 20 should be able to easily.
Oh, Blaney spins off turn 4. Right at the entrance of pit road, caution is out.
That was not an attempt to get to pit road.
actually got into the outside wall. His tire marks are way up the racetrack. I believe he got into the fence. Around 4. He was running 12.
Yeah, all the Goodyears knocked off the right side tires. Did he catch the wall coming off turn 4? Yeah, he's very tight. Yep, caught the wall, and around he goes.
Odd to see cars in the fence by themselves. Seen it a couple times today. The 42 John Check at the 12 now. Blaney getting into the wall all by themselves. These cars are not all that comfortable late into the run.
Good caution of the afternoon for last week's winner, Ryan Blaney.
Not the momentum that he was hoping to have. Not the momentum that Blaney was hoping to have coming into this race after winning big last week at Nashville.
Gamble for the 20 of Bell. He needed that caution about 4 laps ago before he pitted. And now the problem is we see a little bit of damage on the 12.
Yeah, the 12 has to be regular damage to the totally. Here's the 5 and the 10 under caution. This is after the 12 spins out. So this is why they're maybe a little upset with each other.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So you look at that and go, look how it just runs into the wall. But he actually got tight because of the 5 car on the inside.
All right, I think we'll be seeing pit stops this time by. Yes, here they come. Yep, here they come. Oh, Cindric stays out. Cindric stays out, but the majority of the field is coming in. And Reddick's down and away. Same with Byron. Keselowski really crooked on his pit stop. 14.1. Ouch. That was a bit slow. Guess waiting on fuel. And it looks as though Byron will easily win the race off pit road. No changes to the front two. Yeah. Wait. Huh? Cody Ware didn't pit? I think he was getting his lap back. That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that Cody Ware was getting his lap back or getting a wave around. That's what I was assuming. But I didn't see that. Hold on a second. Back. Tyler Reddick goes to the point, but here comes Austin Cindric back to the inside, trying to take the lead. Goes Byron to the inside now, trying to go for second from Reddick. Missed the initial start from the restart. Oh. Byron got tight. Briscoe's getting tight underneath Hocevar, looks like. Oh, side by side. That's Ross Chastain he's trying to fend off. Oh, no. Oh, watch it, Ross. Watch it, Ross. Ross really tied off turn 4. Nearly put Hocevar on the wall. Side dropped him aggressively. Dang. Talk about raw emotion there. Holy cow. Meanwhile, looking a little bit deeper in the field, there's Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott as McDowell got tied in front of both those guys.
The draft, just such an underrated quality of Michigan. These restarts always produce. 99 to Suarez getting with it.
Oh my gosh. Jeez, McDowell trying to aggressively side drive Kyle Busch and trying to stay in line, but I guess not. To no avail. Look at Allmendinger. Holy cow, Allmendinger. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, third time's a charm, right? He's complained twice on the radio about it that we know of.
Oh my gosh.
71 is there, Michael McDowell. And a quiet middle portion of the race for Chris Buescher, but the 17 showing some strength again.
But so far, it is still Austin Cindric holding off the challenges from William Byron and Tyler Reddick. Now Ross Chastain is coming into this mix as well, trying to battle for the stage win, but probably not so much for stage win, but probably for third, as Byron and Cindric are still contending for the lead and possibly for the stage win. Oh, Chastain trying to dive it in underneath Reddick, gets Reddick loose, walks up the track. Here goes Chastain to the inside. And here comes Carson Hocevar. And there he goes, 3 wide underneath both Reddick and Chastain, trying to take the third spot. He will. He will. Michigan native Carson Hocevar up to third. He wants more. And Byron goes to the inside of Cindric. Big run down the inside in turns 3 and 4. Side by side.
Trying to wrestle the lead away into stage 2 from Cindric. Side by side at the line.
I think Byron led at that lap. Contact between those two. Entering turns 1 and 2. And Byron easily clears Cindric for the lead. Oh, Chastain got tied in. Here goes. I thought I saw someone sliding back there, but I guess not. Whoa! Watch it, Carson. Carson goes to the outside. That was shocking. Tries to go to the high side of Cindric. Can't do it. And William Byron's going to win stage number 2. Whoo-wee! Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 2 stages down, 1 to go. It is getting good here in Michigan in the Irish Hills. It is getting good in the Irish Hills of Michigan.
Travel. It's gone from being an adventure to a checklist. But the world is still full of wonder. You just need a better way to find it. Introducing Airbnb experiences. Master ramen and award-winning chef. Dive into underground jazz with renowned bassist. Or see Notre Dame with her. She helped the story, by the way. psoriatic arthritis stopped my day before it started. Then things started to change for me when I found Bimzelx. Now I can't wait to say I'm back.
Bimzelx can deliver transformative relief from joint pain and stiffness, less fatigue, and for some, zero swollen joints.
I'm back to what inspires me.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections, and low ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease occur. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your doctor about Bimzelx.
I have House Faves value menu. Everything's just $6. Like the breakfast faves combo, $6. French toast breakfast, $6. $6 for all this and all that. That's a lot of breakfast for $6. Weekdays at IHOP.
Racing isn't just a game. It's a way of life. Every lap, every moment. Practice is about consistency. Winning doesn't come easy. Go! My turn, Bubba. Feel the road. Own the race. Logitech G wheels and pedals available now on Amazon. Enter for a chance to win the ultimate racing experience with a grand prize that includes round-trip airfare for two to Atlanta, Georgia. The 2025 Michelin VIP Motul Petit Le Mans Experience Sweepstakes, where you'll enjoy a 3-night stay at the luxurious Chateau Lawn Inn. The grand prize also includes VIP access to the race, as well as $500 in credit for your transportation needs. Scan the QR code to enter now. No purchase necessary. It's 6/30/25, 18 plus age of majority.
Throughout NASCAR on Prime coverage, you are hearing a reimagined classic, Up Around the Bend, an Amazon Music original by John Fogerty and Eric Church. Listen anytime as it is available to stream only on Amazon Music. Jerry's Pub.
Yeah, it's a great spot. Been there many times over the last several years. Beautiful area in and around this racetrack. Yeah. Some small lakes and a lot of families come here to vacation and get out there, ride around. It's pretty nice. It's very nostalgic. Jerry's Pub's classic.
Great day for racing in Michigan, presented by Goodyear. NASCAR on Prime.
What a crowd!
Oh, awesome.
Infield, just this is one of them. This is one of those racetracks that has gone from 2 to 1 race, and I will tell you that one race has become circled on the calendar. New Hampshire, Michigan. I know it would seem like less isn't more, but it's the opposite for me. I think the fans are unreal. The infield's unreal. They love their racing here in the Irish Hills. With only one kind of bite at the apple, they really proved it. They had a huge crowd here yesterday for the truck race.
Yep. No takers, except for Cindric. He's coming in.
Last 2 nights.
Ty Dillon's coming in. Elliott, Larson, Dillon, McDowell, and many others coming in.
Probably under green if that's what happens, Trevor. You see the 5-car of Kyle Larson coming down pit lane alongside Chase Elliott. They both recovered from going to the rear. They were up to 12th place. They're going to put tires and fuel on this 5-car, hoping they can make it.
Oh, 2 tires. 2 tires for Larson.
Does not earn a playoff point for Austin Cindric, but it is 9 stage points. And Cindric said on the radio, I should have had that one. That one is on me. And now they will pay the fuel tax that Steve mentioned in the pre-race show. They have to wait to get that 2-car completely full.
Car backing up on pit road. I think that's an 88 of SVG. I'm guessing. Oh, cool left in the rear window. Wedge adjustment.
Oh, what's going on with SVG?
Before we begin the final stage, let's go to Danielle, Carl, and Corey. Great race, huh, Britt?
Oh, what a battle there at the end of stage 2, guys. And Byron completing the pass on Austin Cindric with 1 lap left in that stage.
We came up here thinking about what we were going to talk about, and then that happened. It took my breath away. Watch these cars, 200 miles an hour. These guys battling. I mean, literally gave me goosebumps insane.
These guys are like fighter pilots out there, dog fighting each other, setting yourself up, one corner trying to go to the top, one corner going to the bottom. It's amazing. Also, Carl, you said it should be illegal. I said, what should be illegal? How fast they're going.
Yeah.
So fast. It gives me anxiety watching how much these guys are attacking the corners.
Is it amazing to you how they're
I think
fighting for their life
SVG will be a big
position?
factor at Mexico next week.
back to Letard.
I mean, yeah, he has the experience on the road courses, but this is a whole different road course we're talking about. This is a road course that F1 races now. And the Cup Series have never ran on the Cup Series has never ran on the road course that Mexico. Only Xfinity Series has. And same thing with the Xfinity Series. The last time they ran at Mexico City was 2008. That's when Kyle Busch won that race. So we'll see what happens. But you never know what could happen next week at Mexico.
I mean, the biggest thing today so far that I've seen is Alex Bowman getting out of that car and being okay. That it was so huge. So kudos to everyone for the safer barriers, all the work that Hendrick Motorsports does to keep those drivers safe.
Absolutely, NASCAR's done a lot of work on these cars too, soften them up, those frontal impacts, and just lessen that blow on the driver. But I can tell you one thing: you're going 170 miles an hour.
Oh, hold on a second, guys. Hold on a minute.
So I have to keep an eye on the 24 on Louise, Trevor.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that.
Feeling like he can win the race. Talked to Carson earlier today. He loves that he's home, but most importantly, he loves that they're so fast right now and able to battle for these wins. This driver takes the risk to get the rewards.
Look at our restart ranks. As we get ready to roll out here, Byron has been outstanding in
All
this
right,
category.
going to the final stage now. It's Byron, Hocevar, Reddick, Priest, Chastain, Hamlin, McDowell, no, Bubba Wallace. Kyle Busch, Eric Jones, and Christopher Buescher, the top 10. Green flag, final stage underway.
Final stage at Michigan International Speedway for NASCAR's top shelf. Byron getting a shove at the outside.
That was dead even on the jump. Look at Chastain trying to force the 3 wide. Can't do it. 4 wide. Hamlin takes advantage of Chastain's misfortunes. That was close. Bubba Wallace almost got turned out. Chastain's getting freight trained. Still 4 wide into turns 3 and 4. Now they sell it back down to 2 and 3 wide. Now Larson trying to go for Chris Buescher. Can't do it. He's going to lose momentum there. And that allowed Ryan Priest to get around him.
slid back early, but he's in the top 15.
Oh my gosh.
Allmendinger out of line, making a play. That white number 16 right behind Gibbs down low.
Gibbs blocks his run as well. That forces the 16 out of the
Go, Allmendinger. Jesus. My goodness.
himself in a bad spot there too. And Dowd's going to save him as they try to go by the 7 car here.
Look at Chase Briscoe after being caught up in that wreck that he had with Alex Bowman. He's trying to move back up through the field. Meanwhile, there's a battle for third going on, and here comes Hamlin to the inside of Tyler Reddick, trying to go for third, and he will do so. Now here comes Bubba Wallace trying to work on his teammate.
Great day for 23-11 on the heels of their second performance, where they put 2 cars inside the top 10 this season. Reddick and Wallace there last week at Nashville after problems. Having good days this afternoon, both in the top 5.
Hey Kyle, how do you feel being up front now? Shut up, interviewer! You're making me lose my focus!
See it there in the pylon, fastest lap of the day. Belongs to William Byron. That'll play a point at the end of the afternoon if he can hang on.
Riding on board with Brad Keselowski, trying to work his way back through the field after having some issues on the pit road. Well, he had the downshift right there, got dirty air, loses his spot. Ty Dillon in the 10 car. We've seen a lot of time today in the middle of the field.
Running on board with Brad Keselowski in the 23rd spot, right behind Ty Dillon. He too is marked back in traffic. Had to check up there, and now he's under attack from Chase Briscoe. That was tight. There's Ross Chastain going by Ryan Preece for 11, as Kyle Larson's going to try to follow through for 12. Now to the inside of Chastain, side by side, coming off turn number 4. But nope, Ross Chastain holds off that challenge from Larson. Meanwhile, we got a battle for the lead going on. Here comes Carson Hocevar, the Michigan native, trying to go for the lead. Now, and there goes Ty Gibbs to the inside of Ryan Preece. That's for 13th, I believe. Yep, it is. Yep, Carson Hocevar, you know how hungry he is to try to get a win here, to try to get a win in the Cup Series. Tied for his second best finish in the Cup Series with a second. He's trying to finish one spot better this time.
To have a car out there that's legitimately one of the more competitive cars in the field after years and years of basically just trying to make it a business, just operate in the green.
I would say this too. Owner Jeff Dickerson, I felt like did a really good job this week of playing the political side off track with what happened with Hocevar Stenhouse last week, endorsing his driver, but taking responsibility and saying, hey, what? You know what? We admit he's got around some edges. He's doing that and learning from all of these experiences getting right now at the front.
They're not used to being in this position of having to defend their drivers. You know, they've never really been in a position of racing competitively until the last several years, but I think that should be celebrated. They've really turned this into a seriously competitive program. Let's look at some.
Here's the restart. Chastain. Oh man, that was Ryan Preece that got really loose on the bottom. Oh my gosh. And Bubba Wallace tries to clear Chastain. Almost got wrecked there. Allmendinger just kisses the wall.
That move with the 1 and the 23 was a foot away from looking just like the 4. It's gonna be a crash. Exactly. Yeah.
Denny Hamlin third, Marty.
Yeah, these guys showed a couple of drivers that did not have a good restart. Denny Hamlin did. Restarted 6th, up to 3rd already, and you can make the argument argument that they've had the best long-run car all day long, so sitting in the position where he could maybe get his first Michigan win in 14 years. Just talked to Chris Gale, Steve, and he told me he thinks that as soon as the window opens to get to the end of the race, about lap 152, you'll see all of these leaders hit pit road. Is that the move you would make?
I would do the opposite. You know, Byron maybe and Hamlin if they're close enough, but if I'm back there and I'd say Reddick, Wallace, Busch, or Berry, I would run long. We have seen Blaney spin out by himself. We have seen these cars be treacherous on old tires. So I believe the opportunity.
Yep, this could get a little tricky when it comes to making your final green flag pit stop. It might get tricky, but you never know.
But I'm a contrarian. If I'm one of those cars, why would I follow Carlos Miguel all day long? If I'm Kyle Busch in 6th, I am going to do something crazy. I'm not about running good. I'm ready to go to victory lane.
And I look at our pylon here, and you see down there at 10th, Larson. Last minute at 123 on the plus side.
There's Kyle Larson running in the 10th spot.
Pit stop, Trevor.
Yes, sir, Adam. Larson, the best car of that group, but he's got some issues right now. Take a listen.
And white on 1, and my pulled for 12.8. Yeah, it's like it's stuff on 2 or something. It did not do anything. Yep, got the green down. I just turned my driver stuff off.
Now, how gut-wrenching is that as you watch the bolts go down and then see how much longer can this car make it if he's already at 12.7?
Yeah, you're kind of hoping that you're going to give up some of these driver comforts and shut off a few fans here and there, and maybe that's enough, you know, to get you to the end of the race. But Steve, I don't have a ton of
Gotta keep an eye on that 5 car for a little bit, hoping that he can make it to the end of this thing. But up front, it is still William Byron continuing to lead here in Michigan. Side by side between Ross Chastain and Ryan Preece. That was for the 12th position. Now Noah Gragson gets passed by Joey Logano around the outside. That was deep in the field. That was for 29th. As the battle for 3rd is starting to heat up between car owner and car employee. Denny Hamlin being hounded by Tyler Reddick. Here goes Reddick to the inside, going for 3rd. But can't clear him. Entering turn 1, side by side. And can Reddick clear him this time? Just will. He just will clear his boss, Denny Hamlin. Yeah, I did notice that as well, NASCAR Fan 33. There's no sun out there. It just got cloudy all of a sudden at Michigan.
Okay, Tyler, let's go fix your car. To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
After 17 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series roars back into Mexico. And it's not coming quietly. This Saturday, live from Mexico City. Oh my gosh, these fans are amazing.
Yep, next week they're going south of the border. Mexico City. Viva la Mexico. They're going south of the border.
Inside of 60 laps to go at Michigan. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Still, always, forever. And that we go to our Credit One Bank ones to watch, Junior.
All right, ones to watch. Who are we watching? Dale Jr. has his eyes on Tyler Reddick. That's pretty reasonable since he won here last year. Yeah, Tyler Reddick was the winner here last year. Oh, Steve Letarte has his eyes on Chris Buescher, the 2023 winner. Yep, the 2023 winner here in Michigan. And who does Adam have his eyes on?
I'm going to a driver that won here over 10 years ago, and he is
Kyle Busch. Wow. Adam Alexander has his eyes on Kyle Busch.
Average running position just outside the top 10, but as we close on the end, he is sixth, and he's right in the game.
I'm even one more on Kyle too. As this race gets later in the day, the temperature comes down, the track temp comes down, the comfort goes up. Some of these cars, like Kyle, that have speed but struggle on the long run, that could improve here late in the race. Marty.
So far, Kyle Busch is running in the 6th spot.
Kyle said the car takes off much better than it has all day long. But once he hits traffic, he feels like he just doesn't have the speed. Trying to hang on to that 6th spot and keep Josh Berry behind him. I'll tell you what, this is a terrific run for this A team. Finally got on the right side of the pit line last week. We'll see if they can stay there.
What a run that Kyle Busch is having right now. After starting in the 2nd spot, Lamar back in traffic. Oh, caution's out. Oh! Wow, Todd Gillen, a lot of damage to the rear end. Oh, left rear went flat on the 34.
Air pressure out of the rear is his speed. So as everybody tries to go faster and faster as the race wears down, what's somebody going to get aggressive? That's what Todd said. He thought he blew a tire. It's definitely flat, and the damage to this car is severe. This had to be a heck of a ride.
Wow.
So the tire failures that we saw in practice
And is spitting out debris rubber everywhere.
The last several years with the next gen car. Yesterday they were around lap 20. I think we're around lap 27 or so since the last stop.
Yeah, Todd Gillen was having a solid run. At one point, he was up inside the top 5. Man, it's not good. And did Todd Gillen get stuck? What in the world? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Todd? Oh my gosh. Alright, what happened to him? Yep. Oh! Yep, left rear just went flat. Back square into that wall.
So remember what we were just talking about, tenths of a pound makes a difference, and if you just underpredict the speed, you can fail a tire. But we saw FBG had one in practice here right away on Saturday. Then a little bit later, it was actually a front, which is
Oh
surprising.
my. This is during practice. SVG had a left rear flat. Blaney had a left front go flat. Reddick with the left rear. Dang, a lot of tire failures during practice. Holy cow. But Todd, why didn't you stop the car? You knew you had a left rear flat, and you knew you had damage. You weren't going to make it to the end, but why would you keep going? Why would you get yourself stuck like that? Come on now. Really, Todd?
I try to make us faster. The car is just faster. The track's just faster. Then we jump the limits. And that's really a problem. But I'm going to tell you, there's something magical about Michigan and fuel mileage. We talk about, high 40s. Here we are, 53. It'll be 52 laps around when pit road opens. I believe it's going to open this time. It is going to be an absolute must pit and an absolute must be full. This is a huge advantage for Larson, who has more fuel. So from 9th, he might jump a little bit. I think everybody will be able to get full on 4 tires. So maybe only a spot or 2 for Larson, but you have got to lead with every
right, John. He was gonna. Todd Gillen was gonna be done either way. even if he made it back to pit road, he was still going to be going behind the wall because that's too much damage to repair. So I don't know why he would try to make it to pit road. All right, here they come. Reddick's the first to dive into his pit stall, then Byron's in his pit stall. Reddick, he got boxed in behind Keselowski. Reddick got boxed in behind Keselowski. He didn't get out as quick as he wanted. Oh, and it looks as though Todd Gilliland. Zane Smith. Zane Smith gets out first. Zane Smith gets out first on 2 tires. McDowell's out third. But man, terrible break for Tyler Reddick. Yep. He got boxed in behind Keselowski, lost a ton of time. That was not what Reddick wanted. Byron is due for another win this year. He has been fast and consistent for most of this season thus far. Yeah, by the time you were saying that, Alessandro, we got 2 guys who took 2 tires only. Zane Smith and Michael McDowell, both out with 2 tires only, while the rest of the field took 4s. Talk about different tire strategies, different pit strategies going on. Kyle, do you have a chance to win this? Shut up, interviewer! Gosh, stop interrupting me!
Psoriatic arthritis stopped my day before it started. Then things started to change for me when I found Vincelix. Now I can't wait to say I'm back.
Vincelix can deliver transformative relief from joint pain and stiffness, less fatigue, and for some, 0 swollen joints.
I'm back to what inspires me.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections, and low ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your doctor about Vincelix.
NASCAR on Prime Set in Mexico City. Brand new road course for the Cup guys. I love it. Sounds like a track with my name all over it.
Actually, it's called Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez.
Ladies and...
Oh, sorry.
There's more to talk about after the final lap. We got you covered with NASCAR Live from Victory Lane.
I still got it.
Highlights, insights, and a good time. Immediately after the race, it's NASCAR Live from Victory Lane, presented by Mobile One.
Maybe on this next restart, we do a little Carl Edwards side by side. So much fun having the Hall of Fame. Pre-lane presented by Mobile One. Full recap this afternoon's race.
You read it right, Victory Lane. Dale and I are going to go down to join Wave right there at the Mets. It's going to be awesome.
Let's go down to Kim.
Yeah, we saw Tyler Reddick get blocked in his pit stop. Steve Letarte saying there's no...
How is this restart going to work? Because Zane Smith and Todd Gilliland are both out with 2 tires, with 2 fresh tires, while the rest is on 4 fresh Goodyears.
So you heard Tyler saying, I didn't mean to slide that far. Billy saying it's been like that all day. So the question is, whose responsibility is it? Is it course correction?
Yeah, Tyler Reddick, after he got boxed in by Keselowski.
About those tire issues and how the
Yeah, he's saying he slid in a bit too far into his stall, but that just cost him a ton of time. That just cost Reddick a ton of time there.
Now it's pulled off again. We'll see if some of those. I love that update about the temperature, and back to the conversation about running along. Look, it's a mistake. People make them. It's a human game. I get it. I guess my point was going to be that there should have been some discussion, right? So he knew he was getting long. A little bit of damage here for the 11th.
Yeah, a little contact.
Oh, jeez. Tight squeeze between Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. Up into Ty Gibbs. That was close. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. Well, Hamlin does got damage on the right front. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. But we'll see what happens. Restart zone. Green flag. 50 laps to go. Yeah, I didn't think that outside line was going to get going as much as they would have. Well, Larson tries to go low, trying to take it from Hocevar. Side by side, Hocevar aggressively side drafting out the low side. Larson trying to side draft on the low side. And Hocevar still not letting him go easily. Hocevar goes back to the point. Aggressively goes by Larson. Michigan native Carson Hocevar goes back to the point. While everybody's jostling for position, hang on, Kyle Busch. Oh my gosh. And Byron goes to third, taking it from Buescher. 3 wide. Now Kyle Busch once again going 3 wide underneath Briscoe and Priest. Kyle Busch trying to make some noise late in this race as Briscoe gets tied underneath Ryan Priest. And look at William Byron aggressively going by Kyle Larson, going for second. And Buescher's trying to follow through. Oh, Buescher got tied, and here comes Zane Smith to the outside. Whoa! Very tight. And Ty Gibbs goes to the 38's bumper, trying to give him a push. And here comes Josh Berry to the outside of Buescher. Whoa, hang on to it, Gibbs. Hang on to it, Gibbs. And Gibbs gets tight and loses momentum. He lost 2 positions because of that, while trying to fend off 1. Oh, watch out, Barry. Denny Hamlin's on top of you, dude. Whoa. Hang on to it. Watch out. SVG? Shane Van Gisbergen up inside the top 20 all of a sudden. Whoa, he just cut off Keselowski there. Now he's trying to fend off Bubba Wallace, but to no avail. Yep, Bubba Wallace clears SVG. Yeah, me too, Alessandro. I don't mind seeing a Hocevar win too, if he's able to hold on. As I mentioned before, he came in second, matched his best finish in the Cup Series twice now this year. Atlanta earlier in the season, now Nashville just last week. He's trying to finish 1 spot better this time. And that's right, it would be a popular win since he is from Michigan. Since he is a Michigan native. Oh, watch out. Hang on with Bubba Wallace. Allmendinger turned right down in front of Bubba Wallace, got him tight. Almost got him into Ryan Priest there.
racetrack up into the 60 off the turn.
Now Bubba Wallace gets by Ryan Preece now.
Here's Brad Keselowski down the back straightaway.
Oh my. Whoa, hang on to it. Hang on to it.
On the back straightaway. He wasn't trying to get away from the side draft. He was trying to save his race car after Brad Keselowski.
Keselowski give SVG a little too big of a shove. Almost got the 88 turned around there. But up front, the battle, we're starting to see a battle for the lead once again as Byron is closing the gap on Carson Hocevar. All day long, William Byron has had the faster car.
Byron's finished second here twice in the last 4 years. 77 radio, Hocevar.
We can give up a little bit, or not give up anything to save fuel. We need to try, but it's going to be a stretch.
Whoa, Byron took a peek down low. He got a good run through turns 1 and 2. Trying to pull up to the bumper of the 77. Carson Hocevar trying to break the draft a little bit.
The 77 is more short than us. The 24 is similar to us, and the guys behind us are big. So what you got to do here?
So there's Cliff Daniels saying, giving him an update, and then do what you got to do. I'm telling you, I've been watching Kyle Larson once again. The burn bar, miles per gallon liter, burning about 5 miles for every gallon of gas used, going about 5. So 2.5 laps.
Oh, Byron once again took a peek underneath 77, but 77 chopped him off a little bit. That allowed Byron to lose the nose a little bit. Carson pulls away to a couple of car lengths, about 3 or 4 car lengths over Byron.
He's got to go into offense. It's a great accordion effect. Get your fuel savings done while nobody's watching. Then when they try to save, go on the attack. The veteran, the experience of Larson, they outduel the youth in the 77.
While these two are battling out for the lead, here comes Kyle Larson in the 5 car.
So the 77 of Hocevar would love to get a yellow to be able to try to find ways to save some fuel and to get them, make it where it isn't a stretch for them to get to the end. Jim?
Well, you see, William Byron, you guys talked about that accordion effect, not really pushing it with Hocevar. That's because from the drop of this green flag cycle, the team told him, Max, we need to see you do what you did earlier. So right now, William Byron not pressing the issue with Hocevar, Trevor.
Yeah, Kyle Larson doing a little bit different technique. Steve mentioned a few laps ago.
Once again, Byron got a good run through 3 and 4, and that's allowing the 24 to close up to the 77. Well, that time Byron was able to run Hocevar's line that time. Didn't gain much of a momentum there off turn 2, but he's still holding his own. Byron once again goes low. Hocevar mirror blocks. Hocevar is literally mirror driving at this point. He is literally mirror driving at this point.
So that's what the 77 is doing to save fuel, is he's lifting way early. He's trying to be able to be in a comfortable position at the end of each straightaway.
Oh, I see.
Lift quite a bit early, go back to 3/4 throttle, allow that 24 to close in, but then use the air to try to block that 24 car, not allow him to get alongside in the corner. So he can't save fuel that way. These cars behind him, though, have a better advantage to be able to use the draft and tow to save fuel.
Now on board with 24 down, see if it does it any different, right? So the 77 kind of lifted early and rolled out. 24 is wide open here, trying to keep up. We'll see what his throttle looks like at corner entry.
So he's carrying the throttle farther down in the corner than the 77.
Well, Byron lost the nose a little bit that time because he got really squirrely in the wake of the 77. And that's allowing the 5 to close in just a little bit, but not so much. Yep, you saw right there with the mile-per-hour range. Hocevar is lifting early. Hocevar is lifting early before they enter the corner. That's allowing him to save fuel, but he can't be doing that drastically because he's got a hungry pack of 24 and 5 right in his mirror.
Top of your screen on the right is the right? So leader wide open. Second.
And Hocevar's got a hungry pair of HMS drivers right in his tracks.
Look at the cat and mouse game that's happening right here. This is so good right here.
Hocevar needs to save more than the other cars. He's in a tougher position fuel-wise. But they want to push him to try to use fuel. They want to get up there behind him.
Grandpa, I'm in the top 5. Toy focus.
You just talk about the maturation process of Carson Hocevar and everything that has been thrown at him in recent weeks. Starting on the front row for a late restart at Charlotte, has the engine expire. The run-in with Stenhouse last week overcomes that and is able to finish second. And here today, so much time up front, but hanging tough.
Look at this right here. 5.8 miles a gallon versus 4.7 for every gallon used.
Dang.
Extra half a lap. Remember, higher
5.8 from Larson, 4.7 for Hocevar. Dang, man. The burn bar. Holy cow. Whoa. Barron's starting to close the gap once again on the 77.
He's going a mile further, a half a lap here. So 20 gallons in the tank, right? So you can just do the math now. If you can go a mile extra per gallon, 20 miles in the tank, it's just a huge difference between these cars.
Larson's getting significantly better mileage back there where he's at.
Yes, that is exactly what we're saying. Everybody's watching this. Remember, this burn bar is us showing you, the fans, what the teams already know about each other. We're just doing it for all 36 cars in the field. These guys have every bit of information in his 200-mile-an-hour chest.
Just think about the layers of talent for Kyle Larson. Good at so many different.
Meanwhile, we got a battle for 6 as Buscher's being under attack from Denny Hamlin, and Hamlin goes to the 6th spot. I actually like the burn bar that Prime shows. It gives us insight on how the drivers save fuel with the amount of throttle the driver uses. Yeah, I like that feature as well, Alessandro. Oh. One down here. Whoa, Buscher. Big moment through 1 and 2. And Gibbs goes by.
Listen to some 5 radio.
30 laps to go at Michigan. A lot can still happen, but the Michigan native Carson Hocevar trying to hold off the Hendrick boys right behind him. This is literally David versus Goliath right now. This is a literal David versus Goliath.
If they start pushing, don't let people go. Because look, we still have 30 laps to go. We've seen tires go flat, cars wreck. There still could be a yellow. So save as much as you can until the 54 back there in 4th or Zane Smith in 5th come up there and try to pass you. Then you have to do something different.
Yeah, that's the question for me is what car out of this frame, like the 54 Gibbs, can get up there and really push these cars, push the 5, push the 24, push the 77 to start using the gas pedal more. What does Ty Gibbs have to lose? This guy's sitting out of the points battle. He cannot point his way in to the playoffs. So he's going all out, risking everything to win these races.
And Kyle Larson is running a marathon, and right behind him, the 54, Ty Gibbs is trying to run the 400-meter, right? He is pushing the issue as hard as he can. Kyle Larson is an absolute fuel man. I wonder how much he learned this in the Indy 500. This is such a big thing in open wheel. I wonder if he learned this draft, part throttle, if he's coached him up. The youth right here in the 54 is trying to push these guys. Let's listen in.
Meanwhile, in the 4th spot, Ty Gibbs is trying to make some noise late in the race.
So he says, we can't save enough. I just want you to save as much as you can to keep the lead. Just we, if we get a caution, we can save. Yeah, you put it with I mean, look, 4 laps, look, 8 miles. That's a long ways.
Yep, that is a long ways.
Bristol, you need 50 laps. I mean, that's like a huge difference.
So the 77, to be clear, understands that he can't make it if we don't get a
Grandpa, I'm in 4th.
Use that
How many times do I have to tell you to focus, Ty?
54 back here at Ford. Not knowing exactly what kind of strategy they think they are on. I feel like they're going to get up here and try to push the issue and try to take some of these positions. That's what the 5 doesn't want. That's what the 24 doesn't want. So they start racing a little bit harder to keep them, keep their second, third place positions.
Look at the top 10 and the wins this year. So many goose eggs there. And what that would do to upset the play.
Now this race has become a 4-car fight, possibly for the win. Now it's 2 Davids, Carson Hocevar and Ty Gibbs, first and fourth, and the HMS drivers, 2 Goliaths, William Byron and Kyle Larson.
There's just so many guys in the field that are positioning themselves. And now look, with one yellow, take all that stuff, crumple it away, and then decide if you need tires, if you need some fuel. It just moves. The target moves so quickly, Trevor.
It does, and Kyle Larson's managing a couple resources right now. Fuel, you guys have well covered. That's all lap space, right? But Clint Daniels was just reminding us about that battery issue. That's time base. That's not about how many laps you have left in the tank. It's how long is this good race going to go to draw all those in. Marty.
Meanwhile, back in 5th, this could play into Denny Hamlin's hand. He's had several conversations with Chris Gale, his crew chief, and Gale told him moments ago, all 4 in front of you are tight on fuel. They likely cannot make it. We can, but we are right to the number. Hamlin reiterated it back to Gale, said just to confirm, we do not need to save fuel. He said we do not need to save fuel. Right now, we're a half lap to the good. So after all the strategy today, could it come down to this for Denny Hamlin to get a Michigan win?
I hope not. I hope not.
Here since 2015, Matt Kenseth got it done.
So Danny is able 4.6, where you saw Hocevar getting worse mileage, or probably that mileage saving. So the Toyota just seems to be super efficient, right? He's getting the mileage that calculates out he can make it just going full speed. Some of that's driving style, some of it's engine combination. Dale, you talk drag and downforce. Well, if you have downforce in your car, it's harder to push through the wind. It takes a little bit more fuel. So a lot of things go into this.
Yeah, I wondered if the 54 could drive up here and actually take the spots away. Riding on board with his car, a little bit of a off throttle right there, a little fuel saving, it sounds like, entering turn 1. Also heard him several laps before, Ty Gibbs lifting right there on corner exit. Not sure that car's got a lot. Look, there he is, 3/4 throttle. So he's in safe mode as well. He's drove up to the back bumper of these cars. He's got leaders in front of him.
Yep, the leaders are pretty much in safe fuel mode, while Denny Hamlin, he is not in safe fuel mode. He is running down these leaders fast.
Yeah, Ty Gibbs, one of those drivers pushing the pace. Sounds like they're about a lap and a half short with this pace right now. So either something's going to have to change with the driving style, or they're going to have to hope for some pauses.
Oh, Byron got a good run down the front stretch. He's pulled up to the 77's bumper. He's trying to challenge for the lead once again.
A little bit surprised by that. Maybe caught the 77 sleeping a little bit, trying to save fuel.
That's what I was going to ask him. So I'm only used to coaching this from on top of the pit box, giving the information. Take me in the seat. Like how much distract when everybody starts running hard throttle, it feels like you get this awkward accordion. Like, did you ever get caught sleeping too far off the throttle, or catch the guy in front of you sleeping?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're probably getting information. The spotters are all up there, probably communicating a little bit with each other. Hey,
Oh, Byron's trying to higher line this time, trying to get a good run off the corner to drive up to the 77's bumper. I think that's what Byron's trying to do. Trying different lines to get a good run and catch up to the 77.
This is also getting toward the end of the tire run. Handling's going away. We might see some cars.
And speaking of catch up, Denny Hamlin is now caught up to this lead pack. He's now caught up to Ty Gibbs.
So we're focusing on Hocevar, right? Because this is remember this anxiety we're talking about. It's through the whole field, right? So let's remind everyone that for 12 games to go in the regular season, 12 races left. So a win would be huge for Hocevar. But who else is going to have the day? Bowman is wrecked, 16th on the points, right? Plus 16. He's in the garage. What about Priest or Busch? Right, running out of gas. One lap before the finish can cost you 20 points. Allmendinger. I mean, look how close the points are. So this anxiety that we're talking about from the leaders. The whole field is,
Man, you gotta realize the level of anxiety that Carson Hocevar is having right now, trying to hold off William Byron, who has been fast all week long, all race long. Whoa! Oh! This Hocevar! Carson Hocevar has a flat tire! Flat left rear for the 77! It's all come undone for Hocevar once again! It has all come undone once again for Hocevar. The left rear is down on the 77.
For tires, and look, we just talked points. Boom, minus 14, minus 15, minus 16 on the bottom left, dropping below the cut line as he comes to service of the crew who are, look, it's hard to be ready for everything. You got the pit road now, right?
Now the battle is on between the top two leaders, Byron and Larson.
Maybe there'll be a caution, maybe he can recover for some spots, but no chance this 77's going to victory lane today.
It's been a headline maker.
Dang. As soon as when it looked like to be a career day for Carson Hocevar, possibly getting his first win, it was all for naught once again for the 77 team. For the 77 team.
Running the high line through 3 and 4, trying to create some momentum off the top of the racetrack. But he's going to push this 54 of Gibbs to have to go.
He dropped off early, so he did a little bit of damage, so he's trying to push now. Just keep disciplined and keep doing what you're doing. 16 more.
That's 54 right here. I'm telling you guys, don't just focus on the top 4. This has the makings of everybody running everyone out of gas. Byron, Larson, Gibbs, Hamlin, Busher. What about Zane Smith, Chastain, Wallace, Bush, Priest all the way back to 10? I'm telling you, it sounds crazy. We had this before Pocono, where like the 8th place guy won the race. Everybody says save gas, but don't let it buy. Someone back there only cares about fuel.
Oh, and there goes Hamlin down to the inside of Ty Gibbs. Goes for third. He goes to third. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. Don't tell me this is all shaping up for another Hamlin win or Hacklin win. Now he's going underneath Kyle Larson. Oh, God, no.
His father has said, hey, it's our job to push the pace as Hamlin's trying to gain spots, knowing he can.
He's by Larson for second. Crap.
So he's going to take that second place position away from Larson. Now drafting up to Byron. Does Byron start to increase the throttle usage, try to defend and keep this position? Does he have enough fuel? Can they be aggressive enough to hold off this number 11? I will tell you, if I started here,
for a little bit. Don't lose the lead.
Don't lose the lead. That's 24 radio. If you win the Daytona 500, don't ask us how I will. You can run out of gas and say the next race in Las Vegas. I did it. And that's, if I'm the 24, I'm running.
Don't tell me this is all shaping up for another Hamlin win.
I'd rather run out of gas and finish 20th only because they have the Daytona 500 win.
Look, in the last couple of months, though, Byron has been so good in so many races. I go to Darlington, I go to the Coke 600.
Well, break the draft, Byron. Break the draft.
And something late changes. Byron has led 90 today, won a stage, but Hamlin right in his hip pocket. 13 laps.
And there goes Ty Gibbs to the inside of Kyle Larson, going for third.
Trying to take the toe away, trying to take the draft away from the 11 as we see a swap.
And Gibbs will do so.
Ty Gibbs getting by Larson. In the corners, the 24 is going to be watching that mirror and trying to go where the 11 is. He needs to try to make that air dirty and keep the 11 car out of the gas pedal on corner exit. Down the straightaway again, weaving, blocking, taking that toe away. Not allowing Denny. Denny's like, yeah, whatever. Take the toe away. I'm just going to run straight. I'm going to beat you through the corner. I know you're in trouble. I know you're going to be short on fuel. He's going to keep pressuring this 24.
Jeez, this is nerve-wracking. Jeez, this is nerve-wracking. Break the draft. Break the draft. Hamlin's got a big run. Gosh, come on now.
We keep focusing on fuel because I believe that's going to be the decision maker. off speed. When you save gas, sometimes your tires don't heat.
Hamlin's got a big run.
And he is pushing off that corner. Great run down the front straightaway for the 11.
No.
You certainly can't lift out of the gas now. It's safe. He's got the 11 right there on the
Oh,
attack.
come on now.
11 laps to go. What a duel at the front. William Byron.
That time Hamlin lost a little bit of time because Byron took his line away that time.
Make up a little ground in third now. He's looking for his first career victory at age 22.
Stick to what we need. Stick to our plan. You gotta
All right,
stick to your
this
plan.
time by
Like if you're running
10 laps to go. 10 to go.
miles to the finish, 10 laps is still a long time.
10 to go.
I've never run a marathon.
About 20 more miles here in Michigan. It's Byron, Hamlin, Gibbs, Larson, Buescher, the top 5.
Run that thing until it runs out. There was a time when you would go from switch 1 to switch 2 and all these things with the fuel cell. Those days are basically over. They give you a little warning just to drive it back to pit road, but no warning.
Yep, 24 versus 11. We've seen this battle a couple times this year. Yep, couple times too many.
Way back behind them, you see Larson saving. Behind him, Chris Buescher is coming. This 17 car.
Yeah, I just realized that Hamlin's last win in Michigan was 2011, same year that Kyle Busch won at Michigan. His lone Michigan win.
Michigan 14 victories for the organization, and all 3 of their cars top 11 today. 17 going by the 5 of
He needs to go. If this 17
Yep.
is going to close the gap and try to get into this battle for the win, he's got to make this pass.
Yep, and Buescher goes to 4th, passing Larson.
Lost a couple of tenths there, and then Buescher to the lead. Back 2 seconds back.
He's trying to be a factor for the top 4 if Buescher can get up there. I am too, Steve Letarte. Oh my gosh. Yep. Here comes another car that Hamlin will have to deal with. Whoa. Ty Gibbs just dropped back a lot. No. Where do you think you're going, Hamlin? Where do you think you're going?
7 to go as they race off turn 2.
Byron does a good job right there of taking the air away.
Took Hamlin's line once again. And with these two battling, they have pulled away from Ty Gibbs. Now the gap is 1.4 seconds from the leader.
Did you see him in the third groove right there? He's going to have another one of those runs down the front straightaway. Byron's going to have to block it aggressively. Huge run from the 11 here.
Oh gosh, another big run? Where is he? How is he getting these big runs?
Ty Gibbs is gambling on these two running each other out. He has thrown the towel in on passing them. He's on full save. He loves what Hamlin's doing.
Oh, Gibbs is saving. That's why. Oh, this is literally Chris Buescher and Martin Truex Jr. all over again. Literally, Chris Buescher and Martin Truex Jr. 2023 battle all over again. But it's a battle we've seen multiple times already. The 24 and the 11.
You'll get a little bit of the draft down the straightaway, but it should be enough to put him in a position to make a pass down here.
Yeah, that's what I want to know too. How is Hamlin getting these big runs? Oh, no. Ah, come on. Byron's loose. Here comes Hamlin. Side draft. Side draft. What are you doing? No, you don't. No. No. Side draft. What are you doing, Byron? What are you doing? I don't think so, Hamlin. I don't think so. No. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Are you serious? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me, man? Are you serious right now?
Chris Buescher drives by into 17.
I think Buescher has every candle lit. I think Buescher's thinking, I'm safe enough, I'm gonna run out.
You cannot be serious right now. You cannot be serious right now. Why?
I just don't know who's gonna see the checker.
Denny Hamlin waited, and now that he's gotten the top spot, he's starting to put some distance between himself and the rest. Over 700 starts for Denny Hamlin, trying to become the 10th driver to win after he crosses the 700 start threshold. 2 laps to go.
2 to go. Buescher's now on the bumper of Byron. It's over.
Byron's starting to struggle on balance.
You can't be serious right now. You cannot be serious right now.
Maybe he can coast around to keep the lead.
Hamlin's been on baby watch for 2 weeks. So much stress when you're away from the racetrack, and then when you come here, you've got to think about everything happening at home.
Yep. Byron's out of gas. Dang it! Final lap. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Man, you cannot be serious right now. Why?
Hamlin, 2 career victories in Michigan. But it's been a long time for the 44.
How is it that every time we have a good to great race at any type of track, it's always this guy in the 11 always winning? How? I don't get it. And once again, a decent to good race, and it's Hacklin winning. It's Hacklin winning. You gotta be kidding me, man.
Great management on the pit box from Chris Gale. 57 career wins for Denny Hamlin. And his 3rd of the year is his 3rd in the Irish Hills.
Screw your Yahoo. Screw your Yahoo.
His 1 year in 10 seasons. Matt Kenseth, the Hall of Famer, did in 2015. And he's now the 10th driver to cross 700 starts and go to victory lane. What a major statement when you consider how great this guy is performing late in his career.
Yeah, we talked about this on the ride up here in Michigan. How many more wins can this guy get after that 700 start? We only had Jim Gordon, I think, get 7 wins or 6 wins. And Harvick got 7 wins after 700 starts. Not anyone else except for Rick Petty got more wins after the 700 start. We are seeing Denny Hamlin in the final stages of his career, but he's still elite and at the top of his game.
Saw that celebration on the pit box. Rarely do you see an engineer first one up screaming and cheering. He was sweating that calculation, and look, he's had enough.
So predictable. So damn predictable.
I think too, what was impressive for me is that all the drivers knew and were given the information they needed to be able to get themselves to the end of the race. Imagine how many cars would have ran out of gas in that scenario 5-10 years ago. They've gotten so good at calculating that fuel mileage.
No, I'm done. I'm not even watching the rest of it. I'm not even going to watch the rest of this broadcast. I'm done. Nope, I'm done. That's it. I'll catch you guys from Mexico next week. So predictable, man. So predictable. Unbelievable.